Hello, everybody. Welcome to Chunk Chat. Today I have our marvelous guest, Tellacon, otherwise known as ChunkVolcano. Why don't you introduce
Volcano
yourself?
Chunk.
Volcano Chunk. Oh my god. I'm so sorry.
Can't believe you got that wrong.
I always forget and I always look up your stats and spell it the wrong way first every time, so I'm not surprised.
To be fair, in game it is ChunkVolcano. I'm just taking the piss.
Oh my god. Oh, thank you. It must be the opposite. It must be Volcano Chunk that I always do first then, because I always mess it up. But I'm glad I got it first that time.
You did. You did. All you didn't think you did.
I didn't think I did. No. You got
How
me
are
there.
you?
I'm doing good today. How's your day going?
It's drama day, isn't it? So.
Oh yes, there's a lot of drama going on today.
A lot of drama.
Yeah.
Is this gonna be a drama chat instead?
We can talk a little bit about it if you want. I'll just let people understand what's going on, because if they would listen to this on a different day, they might not understand. But Jagex just released a survey about potential membership deals, and some of it includes having ads if you don't have the premium membership. They have name guarantees. They have additional customer support. Yeah.
Oh, it's so weird, man.
That you can
it
pay
is very
for.
weird.
Yeah, very weird. And they're backtracking a lot of it right now. So part of this, none of this is final, and this is all just like a survey that they're gonna do. But there was tons of backlash on Twitter and everywhere, Reddit, that they immediately backpedaled. Yeah, we
keep
try
it
to
positive.
keep positive.
We'll do that at the end. We'll do that at the end, so we can all bitch.
But just so you guys know, that's what we're talking about as the drama today. But let's get into chunk stuff, because that's what we're here for.
I am a very early chunk man. I think I've been going for 3 months.
Only 3 months.
Not been long. End of early October.
Wow.
I think.
And you already have a fire cape.
Yeah, it's madness, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
I mean, I was only a little bit stressed.
I mean, that long of a fight cave, like any mistake, definitely.
It wasn't just an 8-hour fight cave, so I had to keep logging out and in because of the kids.
Yeah.
So like it ended up being, I started at 8 a.m. and then it finished at 9 a.m. the next day.
No, I remember.
So it was over 24 hours technically.
Yeah, I remember in the chat you were being like, "Okay, guys, I'm at this wave now, taking a break."
I was like, "I'm fucked. There's no way I can do this," and then I did it.
You got it done, and hopefully at least half of us believed in you.
Yeah, half. I've had so many comments on that video. They're just like, "Whoa, what a gamer! Whoa, this is up there with Rennie," and I'm like, "No, it's not. No, it's not.
It's not quite."
Maybe if I could pull off an infernal cape, right?
An infernal cape would be.
I don't
beating the impossible.
That's a conversation.
You'd be the new Wooks for sure.
That's a big conversation.
But we'll get more into that later. But I want to know why you decided to make a chunk count in the first place.
Oh, it's all for the money. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Obviously,
no.
Chestlocked was coming to an end. It's got Chestlocked's still going, but it's got 1 episode left, and obviously that relies on, like, if you've not been following it, it's just like a chest-locked series can only use stuff from chests, and the goal is to complete every raid. But Theatre of Blood is like the finale, and it's kind of like Swampletics, where I need people to wear the same gear as me, but instead of using Barrows, it's Perilous Moons gear. So it's like we do more damage, but we take more damage, so it's really hard. And I need to get a group together for it. I was getting one, and then Leagues came, and then no one wanted to do it for a month and a half. So I'm hoping as soon as Leagues is done, I can get a top team together and get that finale out. But because there only 1 episode left, and it was going to take a while, I wanted a new project, and you, Frey, and everyone else were like, "Play a chunk, man." And I was like, "Okay, but I'm gonna make it hell."
That's the best way to do it. You gotta pick a crazy grind to start with, and you did quite a crazy chunk.
How far do you think I am through my chunk if you had to put a percentage on it?
I'd probably say,
if we're going by hours, like hours spent in chunk,
you're probably like 8 to 10%.
Yeah, I'm about 10% through, which is nuts considering I got a fire cape.
Guess how far through my chunk I am.
After 17 years, 60%?
I'd say I'm probably like 85%.
Oh, I mean, to be fair, what is even left?
I had to get 90 to 95 fletching. And
Is that it?
then I'm
You've got so many dead trees to
720.
cut.
Yeah, 720 raids left too.
Jeez. Oh, is that for the cape?
Yeah, for the cape. And
Jesus
assuming that I get
Christ.
the ancestral robe legs in that time too, which I'll have to do more if I don't, but...
So how are you going to feel when you actually start rolling and you've already, like, maxed?
Oh, no, it'll feel great. It'll feel great.
Is you just going to, like, open up the entirety of Xeric in, like, a day?
Yeah, I mean, Zaya has its own things that I'll definitely get into at some point, but yeah, I feel like I'll probably end up rolling through a lot of Zaya chunks really quick just because of how easy a lot of them are. There are like some medium kind of grinds like Farming Guild, Mulch Island, Dragon Warhammer, but then there's Catacombs.
To go to like Shazian.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of just forced east, right?
Yeah, so technically I could roll off Zaya pretty quick because I can do it from Land's End, and that's not too far away. That's like 10 chunks away. But you know, I've done some practice rolls.
Farming though.
I could, yeah. That's not that bad though. That's not as bad as you think.
Yeah, with all the red loot. To be fair, it's nice starting an area like that though, because I've noticed that with my chunk, I've not really got much of that. Like the tazars don't drop anything for the future.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just sat there like, I have some tockle. Guys, I've got tockle. Can get runes and a few gems. But other than that, I'm going to be like, I'll roll something and I'll just be like, I have nothing for this. Even though I've played for a year. Yeah.
And I mean, you'll have like quite a bit of smithing supplies for when you eventually go for 99, which, you know.
I mean, but well, that's the big issue, isn't it? Like half my chunk is that smithing grind.
Mm-hmm.
And I still, even though I've made 2 episodes specifically like around that, I still don't think people realize that it's going to be 1,100 hours. Like the max XP I've got so far is 2,400 an hour, and I've got to get 3.5 million XP.
Yeah.
But because I'm banking all the bars, if I do roll an anvil, that's already 92 sorted. So
you will be banking.
It's not that bad.
You'll be banking a lot as far as bars.
Because something that I've not spoke about a lot is chunk rolls.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't think I've mentioned it in the series once. Honestly,
me either. Honestly,
it's just
I don't
just
want
not
to
worth
until I get there.
About being that far away.
Mm-hmm.
But if I roll south, there's an anvil, and it's like miles away from the bank. It's the furthest walk to the bank that I'll have.
Yeah.
And if that happens, then bars are probably going to come in handy.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
To be honest, but it's 540,000, which is
bars.
Not good. Yeah, I need to buy over 1 million ore with tockle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, in the future, I guess you still have those shops. You could buy like more runes, more ore if you get a future grind. So you might be stacking
as long as
again.
My hashtag tockle will come and join.
Yeah, the taco gang.
Which you were a big part of. Did you enjoy the tockle grind?
It was fun. It was fun for sure. I mean, it wasn't even that hard to just die quickly either. Like when we were just doing
one of my protectors, remember? You were like one of the main protectors.
Yeah, that was fun because we were killing each other, but in an ideal world, we would have all participated in the in gaining the tockle. But
do you remember Mr. Troll, Mr. Instant Noodles?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
How did you feel about that over that 6-hour period?
Oh, I had his name like ready. I had his character.
We were having fun.
I had his character right clicked in the lobby so that when we got put in, I could instantly just attack him right away. But that's what
he was doing to me though. It was so hard. Oh, but like, were you like molding, or were you like, oh, this is fine, this is fun?
I mean, if I was in your position, I probably would have been like, this is what it is. It's just what happens. When
I'm like the optimistic one. Like you've got to be, because so many people were getting upset and leaving. Because what the trolls don't remember, like, or realize is that like everyone's taking time out of their days to do it. So when it doesn't go right, they're just like, this isn't worth it, so we're going to have to go. Or maybe the trolls do realize that, and that's why they do it. I don't know. But it didn't get his 10 seconds of fame by not being named on the video, at least.
Mm-hmm. And eventually we did get a good amount of people to, get the job done and get the tackle done.
Yeah, we got the big mill drop as well a week later, which is insane. Like I tried looking around for like the highest amount of toggle that people have walked out with, and the highest I could find was 76,000. So I think technically we had the record anyway.
Yeah.
But like getting the millions solidifies it. Like other people have bigger communities, right? But when you build it up to a certain size, there's just that much chance of things going wrong. Even without the troll, the runs were just that uncoordinated that the 50-man run was better.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think 1 million would be really hard to break, honestly. I think people could do it, but it'd be a lot of effort and a lot of trust and communication with people. So I think I'm gonna hold that for a while. I don't think anyone else even cares about it, but I do. So that's all that matters.
I mean, right now you're just chasing your own record, so
yeah. I'm never gonna do that again, though. I'm not gonna. I'll just chill, collect a little bit of tockle with community every now and then trying not get an infernal cape. Oh, but on the bright side, with a fire cape though, I've essentially done a chunk roll. If you think about it, moral wreck on the inner city is bigger than a chunk. So I've just like doubled my walkable area, which is kind of nuts.
Yeah, it's pretty big. If you think about it, the area that I have, including inside the raid, is more like 10 chunks at least. So,
and then if you count every variation of the raid, right, and every
yeah, I wouldn't do that, but yeah, you still like that's a lot of space to be had. So even though I've been on this one chunk, it's been actually like a big amount of area. But yeah, you've got some area there too.
How do you feel about the Cox changes? The ones like boosting and stuff. Did it change much for you, or
would it change much for me
if someone chose to start in a Cox chunk now? Would it change much for them compared to the experience you had?
Probably a little bit, but the experience would be better anyway because they had those Cox changes maybe about a year ago as well. That would have made my grind easier.
Easier experience.
Yeah, if someone were to start one today, I feel like they'd have an easier time than I did overall. Yeah.
That's fair.
It really didn't change much for me, and I think that they will do more to decentivize boosting. But the way that I want them to decentivize boosting is to make challenge mode better. Challenge mode obviously has a time limit, so doing big raids isn't really beneficial. So
to be fair, Cox is just the worst raid for loot. Just like the system's the worst out of them all, honestly.
Well, actually, like value-wise, the purples are really expensive right now.
Not like for money. I mean, like the loot system from like a game development point of view.
Yeah, I mean, one thing I do like about it is that like the purples are so rare that when you get one, you really feel good about it more than TOA or TOB, in my opinion.
TOA just feels like purples come and come, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly. As long as you're a high raid level, you're just expected to get a purple, and that's kind of what like a mega scale Cox is like too. Like if it's scaled enough, you just kind of expect it.
But then you can also scale TOA. Like
yeah. The worst part about chambers though is that 50% of the time it's going to be a scroll, and that's what they should adjust with CMs partly.
What do you think they should do for that though? Do you think they should just adjust the drop rates at this point, or do you think they should like move the arcane onto like the new boss that's going to have like the new mage cape, for example? Like, do you reckon moving them would be a valid option, like they kind of did in the past?
I'm against moving them. It was a good decision back when they had the Dragon Sword, Dragon Thorn Axe, and
but you think it's too late now
on there. The other drops, I feel they're more a part of chambers than they've ever been like a part of any other thing. So like when they were pulling the Dragon Claws originally came from Tormented Demons, so they wanted them to come from Tormented Demons in this game. But the time between Tormented Demons coming out and Chambers coming out is a shorter time than from Chambers coming out to now. So Dragon Claws are more a part of Chambers of Xeric than they were Tormented Demons, if you think about it.
That is really weird to think, though. God, time goes so fast.
It does. Yeah,
anyway, what was the question? We've gone on a right tangent. Making a OneChunk. There you go. Why did I make a OneChunk?
Exactly.
We spoke about it a little bit, but I even I played challenge accounts before I started YouTube. I was just having fun. And then someone in my clan was like, I want to watch. Can I watch? And then I posted a Tileman video like 2.5 years ago. And Jesus Christ, it was bad.
We all start somewhere.
But Chunk has always interested me, but it's just been like, since I started YouTube, I've not had the time. Because obviously, people that don't know, I've got kids and a wife, a beautiful wife, and like a house and everything. So I've got bills to pay, but I quit my job in April. So now that I quit my job for YouTube as a full-time creator, I can make a Chunk account and like make it work. So we can live off of it and still have fun by playing it. But I couldn't do it alongside a 50-hour programming job. Like that was too much with kids on top. To be honest, Chestlocked was too much, but I made it work.
Yeah, you did pretty good at getting the videos out at that time, considering you were working a full-time job
there
too.
There was some 6 weeks gap, 6-week gaps, and everyone were like, "Where video? I'm unsubscribing," and I'm like, "No."
People always say that though. Like
it's a weird one.
When's the next video coming out? And I was like, you understand how long this takes, right?
I do think we are blessed as RuneScape creators though, because one, people do understand that to some extent. But also like there's a lot of loyalty in this space as well, and a lot of like interest between other creators and a lot of collaborations like this. And like, I don't know, it feels like this is a good space to be, as opposed to like, I don't know, imagine like a Minecraft YouTuber. Like, it's nice having an aged audience, if that makes sense. Because 90% of our viewers are like 25 to 44, so like grew up with RuneScape, they're kind of in similar boats to us, they might have families. Like, and it's nice to entertain people like that.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like younger viewers probably don't have as much loyalty
or attention spans these days.
Yeah, exactly. When it comes to
my kids are proof of that.
Things. Yeah. And yeah, we're in a good place where we are for sure. And the amount of creators working together last year definitely went up, and I think that trend's going to continue in 2025. I think you're going to see more and more creators working together on certain things, and I love that so much.
Oh, it'd be really fun. Like, everyone's always up for everything as well. Like, when I had that crappy game show idea, everyone was just like, yeah, why not? It sounds fun. I don't think I've ever had a bad experience. Yeah, little did they know. I do think that's my best video today, even though it's not got that many views compared to like the Chunk stuff and Chest Locked. I go back and watch that video every couple of months. It just makes me smile.
I did watch some of it, and I remember it probably sucked to be one of the contestants with with how crazy it was. But yeah, I feel like it was a good video.
It was a fun time. It was a really fun call, and I just got bullied for 2 hours afterwards.
Yeah, I'm sure. Like, they're never saying yes to coming on one of your videos anymore. I don't know.
I'm sure they will. 9rain will come back probably for something.
Yeah, but just having different people and different personalities definitely makes the content itself a lot better too. So
that's true. As long as I love every viewer that's not a Frey viewer. I just feel like I have to say that.
Yeah, we can keep the Frey viewers out. No,
Frey
I'm
and me
totally
got
kidding.
Beef.
No.
Frey and me got British beef.
I definitely have a lot of Frey viewers in my span, so we're not going to say too many bad things. No.
We love Fred's pieces, really. Yeah. Just don't tell him. He's not going to watch this anyway.
He'll check and see definitely how many views compared to his podcast, but other than that, I don't think he'll watch.
You know what? He is that vain. He is that type of guy.
No, he's always bragging because he definitely had a lot of views on his podcast on my channel, but I think that's because we do share a lot of the same viewers. But
no, it's because of you. It's because of you, Tom. Don't get it twisted.
Just because of me. Well, let's go into more about the Fire Cape and Fire Cape run. What was like your biggest discovery with the Fire Cape run? What was like the most demotivating thing about it? And then what was the most fun thing about it?
Yes, and yes. Jesus Christ. Let me have a think. Biggest discovery. Well, weirdly, there's a few different things. So I actually, for some reason, didn't know. I genuinely like. I knew the bat strain prayer and I knew the melee is healed. Didn't know that the blobs did recoil damage with melee.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was entirely new to me, and I've done a melee cave before, and I just don't remember it. So like when that happened, like the reaction in the video is live. It's like, what the fuck? What? Why? I was genuinely confused, and I had to Google it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've never like rotation scouted before. I normally just go in the caves and do them. But like being able to predict the spawns instead of react to them is a giant thing, especially with like low defense.
Mm-hmm.
Just being able to like set everything up beforehand was so good.
Absolutely, yeah. This tool I use on a main account, even it's so good.
Oh, dude, the people have been spamming my comments with that. Is that like the Fire Cave Wave Predictor or something?
Yeah, did you not have that plug-in?
No, I didn't even know it existed. I'd never used rotations.
Oh, you were looking at the wiki.
Yeah, I went on the wiki for the rotations and I was like clicking them so they turned green every wave. But every wave took like 10 minutes, so it wasn't a lot of clicks. But like, it was so good. And then obviously the biggest discovery is flinching Jad and like the mages.
Mm-hmm.
That really helped. It was a lot of effort to set up, and Jad. How long do you think Jad took?
I'm guessing like 20 minutes.
44.
44.
It was a long fight. So Verf did his Lava Leo series, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
But we obviously both like recorded them a while ago, in a sense. Like so, it was just really funny that they're really similar runs. He had rings, I didn't, so I had to use magic, which did make it a little bit harder. But I had a lot lower stats. So his problem was he only had like a kebab from a random because he had no other way to get food.
Yeah.
But I had food. I had a full inventory of karambwans from the Brimhaven shop, but I didn't have range. So it's a little bit of a trade-off there. But he also had like base 90s, I think, and I obviously had like 60s. So it took a lot longer. His Jad only took 10 minutes, I think. I asked him.
10 minutes, really?
Yeah, it was like 10 minutes using the same method.
I mean, stats.
And I was like, holy.
Stats are a big deal for sure.
Stats are a big deal, but more importantly, I get obsidian armor now. So even though I didn't spoon the pet, I could be doing another 500 runs at this rate with my luck. And I don't want to. I need to get them lower than 8 hours. So if you have any advice.
You might have to do a lot of them, so true, anything helps. But for the obsidian armor, are you going to be getting the collection log slots first, or are you going to be buying them first?
Don't know. I don't think I portrayed well enough on my last video, the Fire Cave one. God, I keep saying Fire Cave, what is wrong with me? The Fire Cave one and the Fight Cave one. There you go, Tellacon. Jesus. I don't think I portrayed well enough. People have been commenting like, oh, you need to get the staff for the collection log if you're an extreme OneChunk. Why did you buy it? And I'm like, I'm still doing that, but I needed it now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I don't think I conveyed that well enough. So I'm going to have to kind of come back on that next video, I think, just to let people know, like I still need these things. But I'm going to do both. I think I'm going to get them as drops. I think it's more fun. Mm-hmm. And I have got a lot of Tockle. I can just buy a load of wind strikes now I've got the staff. Because for the first 60 levels, I had to manually cast everything. And now I've got the staff, I just want to take advantage of it and just click a tazar and just sit there for 5 minutes.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like, when you find Switch to AFK, it's so nice.
Mm-hmm.
Like, imagine if you didn't have to do dead trees and you could just do, like, oaks or something. It'd be so much better for you.
It'd be amazing. Be so good. I could actually, edit without, wasting
But you
that
wouldn't
much time.
have infinitely more beavers than Hannibal in that case.
Yeah, the dead trees are the secret, and that's what Hannibal doesn't understand.
You're gonna get him cutting normal trees for like 5 million XP to try it out.
I mean, I got him to cut a few on his stream once, and he didn't get the beaver then, but you gotta stick with it for a little while.
Yeah, you've gotta prove to the tree gods.
Mm-hmm.
You've just gotta prove that
Be
you're
worthy.
willing to go all the way.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy, definitely. Getting I mean, actually, it's a bit of a spoiler how many I've gotten, but beavers, we'll say
7.
7.
Yeah, 7. That's what we'll say. Because then they don't know if it's true or not, and if it's an overreaction, or an underreaction, or the right amount, no one's gonna know.
Obviously, it sounds exaggerated, so
I know the true amount.
It was actually 10 beavers.
Ooh, don't tell them the truth.
No, I'm sorry, I had to tell them.
It feels like I'm in a bit of an awkward spot now, though, because like my first episode was I will get a fire cape without leaving my starting chunk. My 5th was I got a fire cape. So it kind of sounds like the end of a series. Like it's gone from beginning to ending like 5 episodes, but there's so much more to do. It's unreal.
Absolutely, and I mean, you didn't really mention in the first episode if it'd be happening, but let's talk about the Infernal Cape. Is that the next goal?
No. I've already got one. It's done. I've got one. It's coming out in like 7 weeks.
Okay.
No,
Gotcha.
In all seriousness, what do you think? Do you think it's possible, out of interest, with my chunk?
I feel like if you maxed hit every single time and played absolutely perfectly, it probably is possible. But is that going to happen?
You see, so here's my genuine plan with it. I'm not writing it off yet, but I'm not promising it. That's why I've not brought it up. I don't want to make any false promises. I don't want to be like, I'm going to get this Infernal Cape and then not get it. Because I don't like that. And I also hate backlogging stuff and making exceptions because I've been playing challenge accounts since before YouTube. I just enjoy them. Like, I'm not doing this for content. I'm creating the content because I enjoy it. You know what I mean? It's just more fun that way.
Yeah. I definitely would have like gone for something like that if it was, you know, you would love for it to be possible and to be able to do it, even if it's hard. Like if you could just learn it, but it's not as simple as that. I feel like it's
not simple.
It's
so I've
literally just becoming an absolute legend of a gamer.
Point, though.
To do
I've been messaging like Port Kazard and Noob Type, and they're not sure that they'd do it.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
when them two, like the best gods in the game, pretty much are saying, I don't really think I'd do that. I would never want to go through those waves. I might try Zuck on a beta world with it. When they're the responses, like it's not looking good.
No, definitely not.
So the final episode of the series, when smithing's done, when agility is done, because I've got to get 99 agility. When all that's done, I'm going to have a full episode dedicated to exploring the Inferno possibilities. If it's possible, I will stick around and do it. Like, but if it's only possible by like catching barehanded imps to 99 hunter to get a rune crossbow and prayer pots from ninja imps, then I'm probably not going to do it. Because I don't, it's really memey at that point. Even like Verf and stuff have said, I'm not going to do barehanded imps. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't think it's worth it at that point because we're going to get 9 years without a video.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
barehanded imps. That's just not that fun.
Barehanded imps aren't really, I mean, you'd have to go all the way to 99 plus. Like, it's not a training method. It's random. They don't give a ton of XP. And like it's basically like whenever somebody has impling spawns in their chunk but no hunter method, implings are kind of like something that they could do if they wanted to. Like they can lamp it. Yeah. But
if the lamp is 17 or 27, whatever the barehanded level is, I think it's 27, isn't it?
27,
then they don't have to train to the next imp and the next imp and the next imp because it doesn't count as a training method.
Yeah. Exactly.
But that's the main concern. So Port's main concern was on the final wave. Bear in mind, I'd also have to lamp to 60 range, so that's going to take another year, right? At least.
Yeah, just
so I'd have to get to the Obby Ring level, and I'd have to train Hunter. So it'd be a bit of a tricky one. That's just to make it maybe possible, by the way. So the main concern that he's got is obviously apart from prayer flicking the entire Inferno, which is just hard as hell, honestly. One mistake, you're dead. Obby Rings on Zuck. Likely fine, but you have that long of a fight that more than 6 mages are going to spawn. Apparently, I've heard this from Paul. I'm paraphrasing here. It might be like semi-wrong, but it's kind of there. So when 7th mage spawns, you can't click it in the stack. So you need like a Rune Thronax spec or a multi-hit spec to tag the major when the fight goes on too long. And I wouldn't be able to do that without getting 84 Hunter. So the biggest setback is that. Because barehanded imps to 84, I can't really call that viable. But that's like the biggest setback. Because Zuck's going to be essentially impossible without being able to tag that major.
Yeah. Definitely DPS with the Obby Rings would be that bad. I can
Yeah,
guarantee
it'd be
it.
low. Be very low. Also, obby rings. When you get them as a drop, right, you get like 10 at a time. So you get one obby ring per 50 Zar. Right? If
Yeah,
you use them for a full Inferno run, I haven't got an Avers, I wouldn't be able to run out and pick them up either. Because they're all the mob spawning. Say I'd use 10,000 a run to get to like wave 60. That's a big issue. Because 10,000 a run means I'd have to kill 500,000 zeal for every. Well, in fact, a little less than that, I think. No, maybe more. Jesus Christ. It'd be a lot anyway. I'm not mathing right now. But it'd be a lot. And I can't really warrant killing 500,000 Tazars to do one Inferno attempt every time.
Buying from the shop, right?
But even that, 375 Tockle is a base price.
Yeah, that's
so
pretty
again,
expensive.
10,000, that's what, 4 million Tockle, which is more than I've made doing all of these Tockle runs together for one run.
And just do your smith and grind like 4 times over.
Yeah, and again, rely on the time of like 50 other people every week to just do like 24 hours of Tockle runs to do one Inferno attempt. Like, it's everything just adds up to be not viable, but I'd like it to be viable. So I'm not writing it off, but I'm gonna have a full episode dedicated to trying it, like logging on my main account with the gear but max stats to see how far I can get after some practice. Like, just doing everything that I can to put the effort in and then kind of prove it's not possible. But if I do end up backlogging it, I'm not gonna I've got to wait till Chambers before I do the Inferno to get a Twisted Bud. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
I will set like in Verf's Karamja locked series. I think he set like a minimum gear requirements for Inferno.
Yeah,
I would like.
For sure.
I'd likely do the same thing. I'd be like a way to get prayer potions, a rune crossbow, and then as soon as I've got them, I can't roll another chunk until I go and do the Inferno. So that's probably how I'll do it.
Kind of.
Yeah, which is one chunk away.
Yeah.
I have a wheat field to the north. It's like 2 tiles wide, but it can spawn the Puro wheat field.
Yep. Yeah, it's I mean, that'd pretty much be like once you have that, you'd basically have Verf's Inferno set up for his.
But then it begs the other question. Only. If I don't lamp to 17 Hunter, it doesn't need to be done at that point. It'd be a choice. So then what do I do? This is why it's tricky, because you're never going to satisfy every viewer.
That's definitely true.
It's so difficult. Everyone wants something different. All I know is
a similar kind of thing with like the speedrun times I have to do. And are they technically possible? Maybe. Like I said, if I maxed hit every time, I could probably get it. But yeah, I don't think that they're possible. And I will have to like find a setup that once I have that, I can come back and go for it, which I don't know exactly what that's going to be yet. I think one thing that I said would be an absolutely game-changing item for the speedrun specifically would be a Phoenix necklace. If I can make Phoenix necklaces.
Is that just for the tightrope?
The tightrope skip is a huge one. I think Vasa helps out a lot too. When it does the bomb thing, it'll like just heal you right away. I'm not sure if that's like game changing, but the rope skip is game changing. That could literally save me a few minutes for the run specifically, which I don't think I'm that far off, especially the master time, not even considering the grandmaster time. I think the master time I'm not that far off gear wise.
Maybe that's how you do it. Maybe just quickly get the master out of the way and then
we'll see. I'll definitely do some testing before I leave the chunk, like on a main account with the same gear to see if it's possible. But right now I'm saying it's not, and if it does turn out to be possible, then that's a bonus, honestly, because I'll just
exactly.
get to do that.
But again, it's like you've not really said in your series, I will do this, right? And that's kind of where I was at with the Inferno. Like, people were like, why have you not said I will get an Infernal kit without leaving your starting chunk for episode 1? And like marketing it like that, and I'm like, I can't make that promise. Not in the first chunk. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Because there's another thing as well, though, right? Like, if I imagine in a perfect world, I actually managed to spend a year, 2, 3, 4 years time collect all these items, spend 500 million Pokelon runs till I get it, right? Then, because I've got the Infernal Cape, I've set precedent and proved that I'd be able to get the pet.
Yeah.
So then if I skip the pet at that point, like, why? I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that myself. Like, if I knew that I could get an Infernal Cape and like actually do it, my brain wouldn't let me skip without getting the pet. Because I'm just like hyper obsessed with challenges and doing things because they're fun. So in my mind, I'm like, I hope it's possible, but I accept if it's not possible.
Yeah, technically, if you can do it once, you can do it 100 times.
Yeah, but I will exhaust all the options, like talking to everyone, figuring stuff out.
I think it's kind of similar to Corp for Frey. Like, he said that he can get a kill, but it would take a ton of food, it would take a ton of supplies, and that supply gathering is the big time waste. It's not really like the fact that the kill is going to take 2 hours. It's like gathering the supplies is going to take hundreds of hours per kill.
If I was in Frey's shoes, I'd definitely do it.
I wouldn't do that. Hell no.
It'd be fun.
Yeah, I mean, getting one kill is... I feel like getting one kill is one thing, but getting many kills is completely different.
Like, I'm not in his shoes. I'm not in his shoes. I don't know how I'd react. I just like taking the mick out of Frey because it's what we do.
Yeah, definitely.
But I don't know.
There's some things that Frey should have done. But you know, he has done a lot on his account,
you know, like Jagex where they've backpedaled here.
Yeah.
Like with the news post. That's what Frey did with, was it Herblaw? He was like bringing up these solutions for like skipping Herblaw, weren't he, and Chaos Druids, and then he's like, no, it's fine, I'll do them now.
he just brought them up, and I think he might have gotten a little bit torched in the comments for it, but. I mean, it's safer just to not
confirmed.
It is safer just to not bring things up until you're sure about them for like reasons like that.
I agree. But... How do you feel about his LMS thing, realistically? Like, how do you feel in general about chunkers that move a grind to a chunk-based reasoning? Like, I will get 10 Cox KC every chunk roll to get the capes instead of just getting the capes. I think it is an okay like thing to do. Especially if it helps Frey stream and get content better and it supports him and does what he needs it to do. But I don't know if I'd be able to do it. I don't know if I would be able to validate in my mind like a justification to not get 1,000 LMS wins, for example.
Yeah, that's something I wouldn't do personally as well, but I also like respect
I understand it, and like
time
maybe there's other grinds where I would do that.
Yeah, if it was between him burning out doing 1,000 LMS or just doing a few every chunk just to get it done and not burn out, like I'd rather he just not burn out and get the content out. That's
true. I mean, God, imagine the content it could make though. Frey can make like an hour-long video on anything. It could do like 10 LMS games and make an hour-long video and do 100 LMS videos and they'd all do well. Because it's awesome and he's got a cool community. But he's still...
He is, but stuff still
an
gets
enemy.
Stale if you do things over and over again. Like, I get that. Like, I'm pretty sure he has about 20 episodes in the Rev Caves, and they do get a bit repetitive, but Frey's definitely like the kind of guy that...
And his community loves them all.
Yeah,
so,
he's,
like, why
he's just
not
an interesting guy. So, you know, you do have, like, reason to watch it just because of that. But, yeah, the grinds themselves do get very repetitive. And I try to make some sort of shtick every video to like get people's attention, other than just me clutching and doing raids every time. But yeah,
it is hard. Like if I got to the point where I only had like the 1,100 hours of smithing left, I've got no idea how I'd do a video on it without finishing it. And that's an issue that I've got right now. So I'm trying to like focus my content around. I tried to evolve with every series that I do. So if we just like go through really quick from start to finish, I had like the Tile Man, which I was uploading and I was like, I'm just uploading it so some of my clanmates can see. You know, so it didn't have much effort and it was like really low quality. But at the time, I thought it was really good. Like, obviously now I look back and I'm like, this is the worst thing in the world. I just everything about it. But like at the time I thought it was good. I was enjoying it. It was great. And then eventually 14 months later, did you know it took me 14 months to get 1,000 subs?
That's probably a bit longer than me. I don't think it's much longer than me.
It's a long time. Like a lot of people, like ZZ, uploaded Boss Locked and instantly just like had not instantly, but by like episode 3, he had a really good sized following and stuff. But
I don't think everybody wins on the first idea.
No, I don't either. So how many videos, if you had to guess without looking, do you think I've got on my channel? If I've been going for, call it 30 months.
You've had a YouTube channel for 30 months now?
Say about 30, 32 months. Yeah, it might be a little bit longer, but just call it's somewhere around that.
About 50 videos?
124.
That's a lot more than I thought, so.
Yeah, so I eventually got to a series called Revlocked, which was at the beginning of 2023. 12 months into my journey, I started Revlocked. So it was 12 months till I got like 1,000 subs. And Revlocked episode 1 was uploaded about 40 videos ago. So I've got 124 videos, and until 84, I had 1,000 subs. And then it's all kind of flew since, and I'm trying to evolve every series.
Yeah. I mean, you have a lot of space in between your videos now, but they're really good quality. So I think quality over quantity. I used to think everything was good quality though. Like the thing is, I never really like had a place. I was just having fun. I did some news post stuff. I did some like drama videos, guides, money making. I did a bit of everything and like mixed in with the snowflakes. But I thought they were obviously good quality at the time in my eyes, but I've learned a lot since. And Revlocked was like my first come up. So like Revlocked took me up to like 10,000 subs, which was really good, and I really enjoyed doing it. I would have loved to finish it, but the bots just got too much in the pure bracket, and it just wasn't enjoyable. I couldn't even go and kill 3 revs. Someone would just always log in on like a ranged scout bot and just rag you. It was really not fun, so I eventually quit that. But then that spawned Chestlocked, which is my favorite series that I've played so far. Probably because I actually got to raids on it. I'd said this account is like there now. I've got the fire cape. Like I think this is, I'd say as of Jad, this is my favorite snowflake I've played. I feel like you're in the mid game now.
Accounts.
You've got the fire cape. You're in the mid game of that account now.
Yeah, and I've just unlocked a new area. It's like the first area that I've unlocked, so it's kind of like I've got to experience a chunk roll, even though I'm not. But it's like I've got to experience it because I've unlocked all this new stuff.
I get
but
that.
Like, so Chestlocked was really good. But what I was trying to get at was like between Tileman and Revlocked, I tried a quality increase. And then between Revlocked and Chestlocked, I looked back on Revlocked and was like, what can I do better? And then Chestlocked's turned out really good. I really do enjoy that series. And then between that and now, I was like, okay, I did a full retrospective, went back, watched Chestlocked, and I was like, okay, this area is weak. The storytelling's weak. The editing's not consistent. And that's what I've tried to focus on. So obviously with the help of you, Frey, Josh, and everyone, that we chat pretty often.
Yeah.
It's just been really fun to try and evolve, and I think I can officially call myself a creator that I'm proud of. I think I'm proud of my videos now.
That's awesome. Yeah.
But it's like I wouldn't be able to split up the smithing grind. In my mind, it's got to be a good video, and to be a good video to me, I would have to like do the entire smithing grind in a video because it's like a broken story otherwise. If there's other stuff to do, that's fine. So if I like do some fight caves runs, do some obsidian armor grind, and do some smithing, that's fine. There can be a story there. But if like all I had left was the smithing, I would be having like a 6 months gap between the content because I'd have to get it done.
Yeah, I mean, it might be like mixing up the smithing and the Jad pet at the same time.
That's what I'm gonna do. But if I can eventually, my goal is to get those fight caves runs down to 3 hours.
Yeah.
If I can get them down to 3 hours, like it's a 300-hour grind on average. The obsidian staff is 200 hours on average right now, and 99 agility is 250 hours. So they're like the 3 big grinds that I've got outside of smithing. But if you add them all up, it doesn't even equate to the smithing grind.
Yeah, smithing, you don't even get like milestones that really matter.
There's not even a pet. There's not even anything to like look forward to.
There's not a pet. You're doing bronze the whole time. Right, so there's no like, oh, now we get more XP with this thing.
I don't have an anvil.
At least with fletching. With fletching, I've had like little milestones here and there. Like I had the magic short bow upgrade. I had like making magic longbows. Yeah, that one I grinded out early because I didn't want to keep raiding with them. Longbow.
Are you in the same position as me? I think you are, aren't you? You can't complete any clue scrolls in your chunk.
I can't. No.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat, but I can't think of any other creator who's not had clues in their first chunk.
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough because I love clues, but it's also like I don't know. It's like one less thing to worry about in a way too.
You can also get elemental staffs and autocast early and all sorts.
Yeah, if you do have clues, especially beginner clues, they're actually
Very
like
good.
completable, and
I could
they
get a
have those
pickaxe.
staffs.
Oh, that if I could get a pickaxe, I could mine gold and silver for smithing.
Would that give you like a big mining grind or not that
It
high?
would, yeah. So it wouldn't give me. I'd have to go to rune.
So that is kind of high, 85 mining.
But if I'm going
There's
to
a crash
85
star
smithing,
there
it's
too,
probably
right?
fine.
Is there a crash star?
I've never seen a star so far. I don't know. I don't think so. No, because it would have popped up. It won't pop up unless I get a pickaxe.
But I think
so
like
there could be.
on top of the.
No, the crash star is near the gold ore, right?
I'm not sure. I'd have to look into it. But
I
that would be
remember a
90.
crash star near the gold ore.
It'd be, well, I don't think it's underneath. I don't think any spawn below ground. I think
No.
ground.
I mean, like outside of my chunk to the west, you know, near the Moss Giant Island. There's like that ring of gold ore.
Oh yeah.
There's a star that spawns near there. I think that's the closest.
Really? Okay. Well, it's kind of good because you don't have to go to 90, but it's also like stars are such a chill training method.
I looked everywhere for a pickaxe though, just to like help out and save on some tockle. The only way is imps. I think it's 42 hunter I need for the myth pickaxe, and then I need to lamp to 21 to use it. So it's again a long way away. But it's fun. It's weird. Like we can moan about. Everyone's gonna moan about a grind, right? Like, but obviously agility is more fun because it's got a pet attached and stuff like that. But it's just a fun thing to get through. And going back to that question earlier of like, why did I choose a chunk series? I want to make. I like making unique concept ideas, right? So if you actually look through, it's like chest locked, unique, rev locked, unique. Like people haven't really touched on them before. So it was a bit weird going to a chunk experience because it's solved for the most part. So I was like, let's pick a really cool area no one's done. And that's what stemmed to Karamja. And then Josh inspired me to pick 2 chunks because it was a little bit of fun to have the 99 grind in as well. You know, because I'm doing skill cap. So I was like, okay, cool, 99 agility. That sounds fun. And it gave me the food shot, which obviously does make Jad a little bit easier.
And good NPCs to train on too.
Yeah, that was the big one. So like when I actually need to go to like 90s or something, I can just click pirates for days. Rather than like getting decimated by tazars.
Yeah, they still hit hard no matter what.
Dude, they're not fun. God, speaking of tazars, I have a little background with them in a funny way.
Yeah.
Do you remember the Serphelm Blowpipe Venom bug?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
From a long time ago. So I made the video that made the rounds on Reddit that eventually like led to it getting packed quicker. It's sat at like 60,000 views at the minute, and everyone was commenting on it. You've ruined this. And it's got so many dislikes.
When it came out, like I just really didn't want it in the game. I was gonna do it myself.
Ironman couldn't kill stars anymore. Every world was just full of people venoming.
Yeah.
You just run through and tag everything and then teleport back and they're all dying. God, that would have made it easier, wouldn't it, to grind all these items?
I also remember like next Casey was super easy too. You just attack everything in the room and then you like hide behind something where you don't get attacked and they just keep dying.
That is so funny.
Yeah.
God, I never saw it used like that. The biggest use I saw for it was elite clues at lava dragons.
Oh yeah, no, I remember that too.
Yeah, because you could just tag them all and then like I think you could even hop worlds. And then when you hop back and they die, you still get the loot.
I think people were like bank skilling while they did that, like
bank skill while I did
and then they just
Elder Chaos Druids collection log slots as well.
Yeah, true.
You'd just teleport in, tag everything, teleport out, do some flexing, and it's like, oh, collection log slot. But no, it's a fun one. So Inferno, not likely, but possible, and I don't want to write it off. But I've not. It feels wrong to speak about it in the videos right now, but now that I've unlocked the city, maybe I do.
I feel like it has to be mentioned just because you're there, but I wouldn't go into the details for sure. You never know, too. They could always bring an update that would help you.
How do you feel? Do you think it'd help the audience sink in that it could be too difficult? If I, for example, got port and noob type and maybe like Articon and stuff to attempt it?
Yeah, I think you could easily
if they can't
convince
do
them.
it in like 5 or 10 attempts, then it's going to take me 10,000.
I feel like
You know what I
in
mean?
5 to 10 minutes, you could easily convince something that Inferno's not possible. Like it's definitely harder to prove that it's possible than hard to prove that it's not possible. If you look at it that
True.
way.
I quite like that, but obviously I'd love for it to be possible. Imagine how cool it'd be. Imagine just like
It'd be
being
very
locked
cool.
there and then just walking out with an Inferno cape and like obsidian armor, and that's all you've got. How thematic is that? It'd be
Very.
so good.
It's like walking out of chambers with a T-bow and full ancestral kitted.
To be fair though, because I've only played it for like 3 months, having like a world record, having a fire cape, it just feels so nice. Abusing a minigame already. I guess I've got that off the bingo list for a chunk series.
Mm-hmm. Damn, I need something
All I've
to
got to do
abuse. Those videos do good too.
I mean, you technically boosting Cox is abusing if you think about it, right?
It's old news though.
It is old news, that is true. I mean, who really does fight pits
Yeah, exactly. That's
outside of the diary?
dead content. Yeah.
God, that is so weird. I
Yeah,
am
there's
excited. I'm
still a lot of
excited for the
stuff.
future of it.
Still a lot of stuff in the game that's undiscovered. That's beauty of a chunk count too. Discovering things like that.
That's true. It's so fun, and like obviously, Josh hyping himself up as like an architect is a big part of that as well. I think it's kind of helped other people look at the game like that, especially like Hong Chunks, especially like us new guys. Like I'm not sure that like Limpwit really cares. As an example, I think he's just in it for the grind.
I mean, he's discovered
He
things
is
too.
insane.
He discovered
He
two
has.
different ways to abuse Cowfight Queen on his own.
What was the second?
So they did. There was like one where, I think you just stood a certain amount of distance away while you were red X'd underneath Cowfight Queen, and you could shoot it with like an MSB. And then I think they patched that. And then
yeah, it sounds a little bit broken.
Yeah, he got like he created a method where you lure all the Cowfights around it so it doesn't move, and then you flinch it. I think.
Yeah, that's the one that I used.
That's like a current thing that a lot of like chunkers have done too. I've seen.
I think
it's not hard.
I think I did that on my hardcore to get the first kill. I think. Oh, but Jesus. I'm trying to think of some fun little tidbits. Like I've never brought up leagues on my channel as an example.
Yeah, you went hard on the
be fun to talk about.
last leagues for sure.
I'm front page for the first week on every leagues, like everyone without fail.
I'm just not built for that sort of thing. I take my league like slow and steady at the beginning. But yeah, if I could do that, I would. But I'm just
the thing is though, like obviously
it.
I've got kids as well, so it's like it ends up being I'll end up staying up for 24 hours day one, but like I'll have to keep BRBing. So it's like I've got 18 hours playtime throughout the day, even though I'm up for 24 hours. But because of that, it allows me to compete, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's really nice. But I always like have giant documents that I plan out to a T for the first day. I plan out like the first 1,000 steps that I do every league. Wow. Oh, it's so fun. I peaked at 8th this league, which was pretty good.
That's crazy, yeah. What's your favorite league so far?
Ooh, good question. Honestly, I don't know if it's recency bias, but I really did like the last one.
I think
it might be recency bias, I don't know, but like the Echo bosses just helped a lot. I picked Desert first though, right? So I was like one of the first people in the game to Echo Cowfight Queen, and the orb didn't drop.
Yeah.
I killed like 40, 50 of them, and I was like, where's the orb? And it turns out it was bugged, ironically.
Yeah.
Which is not fun.
There's always something, yeah. Yeah, I had Desert too, got that as well. But I do agree, this last one was the best, but I also know that they could make it better. There's still a lot of ways to make it better.
There is.
One thing specifically, like I like the Echo bosses, the Echo rewards, but I feel like they need to make the rewards a bit more fitting for the area. Like one thing I didn't like specifically is that there's a best in slot and everything ring that came from the region with probably the best rings, which is from Nick. Like I feel like if they put these things, I mean, obviously they need to balance them because there were some better than the other.
Do you mean more to like open up the options of picking places rather than like lore sake?
Yeah, picking places more balanced so that like if you didn't have from Nick, you could still get a good ring. if you
then
didn't
I agree.
have
Like, I
Kandarin,
wonder what
you
would
could
have
still get a good
happened.
necklace kind of
What
thing.
if they swapped the Kandarin and the DK Echo rewards? Do you think there would have been a bigger balance in area choices because of how good they were?
I think Mage and Kandarin would have been really good because you'd have a Cult, you'd have the Tormented Bracelet, and you'd have the Ring.
Ooh.
So that would have been really good. But also Fremnik, if it had the necklace, would have had Magus Ring as well. So it'd been pretty good for Magic too. Yeah, just like being able to pick regions, and it's more of the game planning. Like I enjoyed the game planning for the Trailblazer League better than this one, because I feel like there were more factors on every choice than this one. This one I feel like, especially like with the raids voucher too, it wasn't as important like which raid you had this league.
Yeah, I do think that was a big plus though.
It was a plus overall, I agree, but definitely changes up like your thought process on where you go.
Do you find it weird that like, sorry, go on.
I was just gonna say one thing that they did that was weird was the Slayer Helm thing in Mauritania. You could use the Slayer Helm to get bonuses inside TOB, which typically like a Slayer Helm never works in there. But it was like a glitch that they never fixed.
Was it everything in Tob or just stuff like gargoyles for Zarpus? Like because the gargoyles exist and because of the perks of it?
Everything in Tob worked with the Slayer Helm, pretty sure.
Jesus.
And that would have changed my decision on where I went. I would have gone Mauritania instead of Desert. If I knew about that. If I knew that was going to stay.
What do you think they can do for other leagues? Because like I actually really liked Shattered Relics. The only thing I didn't like about it is it's got the same problem that Tileman has as a concept for an account, which is when you get halfway through, it's just a main.
Exactly. That's what I didn't like about it either. Yeah.
But like the system and everything was fun. It was like really cool to be able to swap stuff out, get different set effects. Like even having gear like, being meaningful.
Having to change out your relics every time you bank was a little bit annoying too, or like whenever you switched activities.
But being able to like access most things felt really powerful and fun.
Yeah, that is true. Though.
Like, but do you think they're kind of locked into Trailblazer at this point? To an extent, I think
that they said specifically that from now on they're gonna do region locked for every league as like a basis.
So how would you feel if they dropped Karamja or something like that? I don't know how they'd do it because
or you could start anywhere
for them.
Would be cool.
Yeah, or not anywhere, but even if they just picked somewhere else to start. But then who's going to unlock Misthalin and Karamja?
I feel like it'd be more fun to start anywhere because it would spread people out. Like everything's so chaotic at the start, which is partly fun, but also like it's impossible to do like the cut the tree in the potato field, whatever thing, because there's just like a line of people, and then like the lesser demon in the Wizard's Tower is always like a line of people for that. I mean, Mistalin's not bad. I mean, if they did like a similar thing with the Echo bosses, they could make it better in Karamja too.
Oh, that's true. God, could you just imagine like Echo Zuck? Echo
Zuck would be sick. Yeah, Echo Soul was fun. It was kind of
the league's challenge. Zarketrak's challenge was good.
Yeah,
that was actually really fun.
That was really fun with range because I had melee last time, and I
would have cried with melee.
I didn't even try because I didn't progress enough in the league. I was always like, oh, I need this gear and then I'll try it, and then I never got that far. But this league with range, I did it early and it was easy. I mean, not easy. It was still fun.
It took me like 5 tries. It was hard.
As hard as I thought.
It wasn't easy though.
I got it first try, and it might have been a little bit lucky because I did like take a few hits, and I also had Last Stand, so I just
Last Stand was so fun. Like watching the stats tick down was just so nice. It was a cool touch.
Yeah, it was definitely a good relic choice. It was way better than the death one that they had for Trailblazer, especially since you had to be like on the right tile to like get the recoil effect with that. If anybody remembers Trailblazer, that relic, I forget what it was called, but you just died and you'd blow up and like deal damage to the NPC, but it had to be on the southwest tile.
The same thing. Yeah, oh god, that was so weird.
Yeah.
A lot of things were broken. So in Trailblazer, the first one, I think it were, me and a clanmate were the first people to get to Frem.
Hmm.
And theoretically, like when you got an Avers assembler with quick shot, it was called the ranged relic. If you did the math on it, it would have come out to like a 99.9% ammo save. But we were both losing darts super quick. So we're like, what the hell? So we're like making Reddit posts and stuff. This was before I were a creator.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like making Reddit posts, posting in Discords and whatever. And we were like, is this broken? And everybody was just like, nah, you just shit at math. It shouldn't work like that. It should do this. And then Jagex came out 2 days later and said, oh, it was broken. So it's like, so we lost a shit ton of darts because when it's like the Calphite Queen thing, being fast is not good. Because if you've picked an area that's a little bit bugged, it does hinder you a bit.
Definitely, yeah.
But it's like I didn't pick Golden God, so I got to 8th without Golden God, and the high scores looked really funny. Because like I was 8th with like 25,000 points, and then 7th had like 28,000, and then like 29, 30, 31, because they all picked Golden God. So I think I was, I don't know this for a fact, but I think I was the highest rank without Golden God early on. Might be wrong though. I don't actually know what I picked.
Yeah, that's definitely like pretty impressive because Golden God was so good at getting quick points early on, especially like if you chose Prif and you just buy the Crystal Crown, stuff like that, or really OP with it.
This is why I love challenges though, but like let's go back onto the chunk chat a little bit. So that's again why I picked a OneChunk though. Because I was speaking in the group chat with Frey and everyone, like I wanted to do a load of little mini series because it just seems fun to be able to explore different ideas that people haven't done.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, but like then I've not got an underlying series that's like me. You know, it would have been really weird to have like series after series after series every few months.
Yeah, without like a base chunk series.
Yeah, and a big thing for picking this area was actually the big grinds. Like if I have to have 2 months to get 99 agility, I can try and upload something in that time, or like one of these mini series ideas that I've got. And then when the smithing comes, it's got like a 6-month break. I could make a bi-weekly 10-episode series just to fill the gaps. And that way I don't feel as bad about only making one video in 6 months because I've got this other content. But it's like, will people still remember the chunk episodes after that? Like, if I leave a 6-month gap, it's really tricky.
I think that they would, unless something you post absolutely dwarfs it. But
because I mean, dude, it's like it's just the Limpwit titles, isn't it? And like the Verve titles.
Yeah,
it'd be like I had to make 540,365 bronze bars to get 85 smithing or something. Like it just sounds impressive, so people are gonna remember. They're gonna be like, "Oh, it's that guy. That's what he's been doing."
Yeah, or like little updates somehow. I don't know. I think that's why I have a second channel, so I can kind of let people know I'm working on the grind. You know, I just don't get videos out that quickly. But
Jesus,
some sort of way of that. I
do feel like I've been a little bit uninteractive this call, in the sense of like trying to sound amused and stuff like I do on my videos and streams. I've just had a really long day, so if I'm a little bit monotone, I do apologize.
No, I think people understand. I definitely like with videos where like purposely trying to get like hyped out, because like the worst thing to be called is like monotoned in your voice.
That's true.
And like the comments. So
I had a big struggle with that because I'm autistic as well. When I was younger, I had a big struggle with portraying emotion through voice, and even obviously like capturing other people's.
Really?
So my wife's really helped with that. It's been lovely.
Good, yeah. I mean,
like, Jesus Christ, it took a long time.
It'd definitely be hard to have a partner who never like expressed emotion through voice. So
it just expresses emotion in general. I don't know why she stuck with me for the first year.
Yeah. I'd say you got a lot better, because I would have never guessed that.
Yeah, most people say that now, but I still can't like tie my shoes, for example. That's a fun fact. Tellacon can't tie shoes. No, it's really weird. So, like, my wife will teach me, and I'll be able to do it until I sleep. The moment I wake up, it's gone.
Wow, I wonder if there's like a
explain
memory
it.
thing
It's like you know when computers store stuff in like just like temporary RAM and memory.
Yeah.
And then when you shut the computer down, it's gone. I think that's what's happening to me.
Have you tried to do it like? Have you tried to do it like 100 times in one day and see if it's stuck?
Yeah, it's insane. It's really insane because like I grew up with like I don't really know what to call it, but you know, kind of like photographic memory, but visually. So I could like watch someone play drums and copy them and get good at drums quite quick. That's what I did in like piano and music and all sorts.
Yeah, I'm kind of a visual learner too, so I get that.
Yeah, it's fun though. It's really fun. But like, so you think that tying shoes, I'd just be able to watch and copy, and I can, but then when I sleep, it's gone. It's so weird. I cannot explain it in the slightest.
I feel like somebody's gonna want to like study you, like bring you to their lab and do some experiments with that.
I mean, talking about studying me, should we get on to Frey's favorite subject about my unluckiness? Jesus Christ. For some reason, just everything goes wrong. The worst thing that could happen that is a minor inconvenience always happens to me.
I think like your computer problem was not a minor inconvenience recently.
No, that's true. That was really bad. I blame leagues. It was like day 10 of leagues and my computer just balked. I didn't end up losing any footage in the end though, which is good.
You were gaming too hard. That's why.
True, but I'm still having issues now. Like all of my old Premiere settings and everything in video editing, video recording, it just feels everything's off a little bit. Like I still don't feel used to this computer yet, and it keeps having issues. But we're getting there. I built it. It's lasting. It's working. It's a good thing.
It's better than the old one. Right.
God, and can you believe a bird flew into my kid's window this year and smashed it? Like, what are the chances?
Went through the window.
No. So we went on holiday, all of us as a family. We got back. The minute we got, well, half an hour after we got back, we sat downstairs and we just hear this thud. We go upstairs and the girl's window is just cracked and shattered everywhere. And it's a fucking bird. So we had to obviously, like, I couldn't record or anything that day because we had to make sure the kids didn't go in their bedroom because window. I didn't want them falling, obviously.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a tricky one. And then, so that put me out of work for 2 days, right around a sponsor deadline.
Always.
It's a stressful, tricky situation.
Yeah. And the sickness too. I mean, obviously having kids, like I'm sure it's hard to stay healthy all the time, but
I'm a lot mentally happier now I've quit my job.
That's good.
Because this is coding's like my life in a way, which is fine, but I can always go back to that if I want to. But this is more fun. So I'd rather do the more fun thing. It's as simple as that. Obviously, if it got to the point where we were struggling to pay bills, I'd have to go and get a programming job again, but there's that many job openings at the minute, I'm not that worried. Like, I feel like I could just go and get a programming job pretty quick in the UK because there's like 7 times the jobs than graduates.
Yeah.
But I'd just rather do YouTube. It's just way more fun. Simple as that.
Exactly, yeah. I feel most people I'm playing these RuneScape,
accounts anyway as well.
Most people doing RuneScape YouTube probably aren't doing it for the money. We can say that.
I think there's possibly a couple. But no
could
names.
Be, yeah.
But no. No, genuinely, I just need enough to live, and then I'm happy. Like, as long as I can get a sponsor and pay bills, then everything else is just a bonus of me being able to play and make content. That's how I see it.
If you do something you love, it's definitely a lot easier.
But obviously, if I like got to a point where I wasn't getting sponsors, not getting like a good enough amount of videos out to cover bills, as an example, like with a smithing. So if I genuinely had 6 months of no videos, I would have to go and get a programming job or something again, just to like see the bills on. Because obviously my kids need a house, right?
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a tricky one, but I'm in a really good spot right now. I'm happy. I'm mentally happy. I'm having fun, and I'm looking forward to doing 1,000 hours of smithing.
I'm sure you are. Man.
Dude, the worst thing about bronze bars as well, you can only do 14 in inventory.
Oh,
the absolute worst thing.
Yeah.
So it's half the AFK time. Oof.
It's rough, yeah. That's worse XP per hour than me. So.
What, you're smithing?
No, you're
just in general.
Smithing to my fletching. Mine's like 4K an hour. You said yours was like 2.5.
I'm gonna have to copy your grind soon. Any direction I roll has at least a 70 odd fletching grind at minimum. Okay. Any direction.
70's not bad.
It's not that bad, but it's still bad, right?
Yeah. If you get pro next, would you have to do 95 fletching with them?
I suppose I'd have to, wouldn't I? But that's why I'm debating on the whole lamp to 17 thing. Because if I don't lamp to 17, technically it's my choice if I do Puro or not, right?
Yeah, I mean, it'd be nice if you could get a few other chunks before you got that.
That's what I was thinking. And even then it's a bit difficult because like I could end up in Ardee or Port Sarim, Rimington area. Like I don't know where I'm going when I get off the island.
Are you going to use
be
charters?
Anywhere. I don't know because there's that many boats around me, right? There's the Moosa Point one that goes directly there that's not a charter, so that could get me to the mainland. There's the Rimington and Ardee boats that aren't charters as well.
Yeah, I feel like you need to
3 outs.
have some way to get off the island, but like once you get off the island, are you still going to use these other transportations? Like, let's say you roll like Ardee from the boat. And are you still going to have, like, Moosa Point to Sarum rollable? Because you can walk from
I'm not sure.
Sarum to Ardee,
by official chunk rules, it'd been no, right?
Yeah.
So maybe no.
Yeah, I don't know what some other people have done, but let's say you have Moosa Point. But then
where would I want, though? Would I want to go the Ardee side? Or would I want to go the Rimington side? That'd be a fun episode, like rolling a 50-50.
It's definitely interesting. Like they both have like their benefits and their downsides. You already have 99 agility, so Ardee rooftop wouldn't be that bad. So I'd say Ardee's probably the easiest
have
one.
99 thieving at that point, because if I roll east, I have to thieve a man to 90 thieving to do tazar hers. So 1 to 90 thieving on a man is fun. It's like the dead tree grind essentially.
Yeah.
But at 75, I can swap off to gem stalls. And I actually fixed the wiki last month by asking Mr. Godash a question. The wiki said that it only dropped uncut onyxes at 1 in 50,000. But there's not enough people that have thieved the tazar gem stall. So we had to speak to Ash about it. And it turns out they do drop cut gems as well. Like onyxes. One's a 1 in so one's a 1 in 150,000 and one's a 1 in 75,000. So instead of having a 1 in 50,000 drop for a like collection log slot, it's now become a 1 in 150,000.
It gives the collection log slot too.
That's the next question. I asked Ash, he's not sure, but I had a viewer test it in leagues, and apparently it doesn't. So I wouldn't actually have to get the onyx if I got the man to the east.
I would be interested about the cut onyx too, because that collection log's for Tecton.
Yeah, that's why it was really interesting to think about. Ash thinks they should be in the log. But apparently they're not right now, which is really, really good. But we had to fix that wiki page because it was wrong and I needed to know. Because the chunk picker actually said, get an uncut onyx from the Xeric stall, if I unlock the chunk to the east. But obviously now that's not the case, so I'm going to have to ask Mr. Source to change it, I think.
Yeah, I don't think that'd be a chunk task. And even like if you could thieve it from the stall, if you didn't get a collection log slot, I'd say like buying one from the store would be the same thing.
Yeah, it would. And I don't even need one until I lamp crafting anyway or unlock charters to the north. But like, yeah, I'm surrounded by grinds. So to the east, I've got the 90 thieving. To the south, I've got 99 smithing. To the north, I've got 87 crafting, but the walk to the bank is like a 2.5 minute walk.
Yeah.
From the charter to the bank, so it's actually quite long. And then to the west, I've got Visi.
Yeah, that's
got
rough.
Brimhaven Dungeon, so it's like any direction I go is like considered almost a death chunk. I bet every direction's almost 1,000 hours.
Is that what you consider a death chunk? Just 1,000 hours or more?
So technically my starting chunk's a death chunk, because it's going to be like a 2,400 hour chunk.
For sure, yeah.
To do these. Which is wild. But I'll tell you what, that full video is going to go nutty. The Tazar documentary. 2,400 hours, that'll be cool.
Oh man, yeah. I can't wait for my long video.
Dude, how many hours are you at? How many hours are you going to be at when you finish?
Might be a year. Year playtime.
That is insane.
365 days.
Like, I'm looking at about 110 days or something. That's nuts.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not efficient by any means. I leave this account logged in and log out after 25 minutes of straight FKing, but Like it I mean it is a long grind for sure.
AFKing's the best way to play.
Yeah, and I can't do it. Can't do it and be efficient anyway. But yeah, I mean it is what it is. I just gotta get it done. But yeah, the long video is what I've been working for since the beginning of this account. It's gonna go hard for sure.
It is, but are you already at 12 hours of content?
I don't think so. No, my videos are
interesting.
Like not even 30 minutes. They're usually like 20 to 25, and I'll have like 21 episodes at the end of it. So
I guess that's the fun thing with Chestlocked for me as well. Like I've got that finale left. The finale is going to be really weird because I haven't uploaded a Chestlocked episode for 3.5, 4 months.
Yeah.
So when I upload the finale, it's going to be a giant gap. But then hopefully the people that haven't seen it might get interested from the full video. So it could be like a cool little second call-in of Chestlocked, which would be nice.
I would like do the finale and then like not even a week later have the full video out because
that's probably what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
It's probably what I'm going to do because the people that come and watch the Chestlocked anyway, if new viewers come, they might tune in for the next Chunk episode. Because if everything goes to plan and I get a top team, I'm going to be uploading like episode 6 of the Chunk account in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then Chestlocked in February, and then the Chestlocked full video. And then the video after is going to be I got 99 agility without leaving my starting chunk, which sounds kind of like an episode 1. So maybe it'll interest the people that are coming for Chestlocked, which would be nice. And then like more people can be introduced to chunks. It'd be great.
Absolutely, yeah. And you get
it's a really weird one though. YouTube is fun, YouTube is fickle, and most of the community is nice. Which is awesome.
Yeah, it's always good
we can't say everyone
mingle.
Though. You know the comments that we get.
Yeah. Mingle all the different like people who are like team chunk videos, team like end game content, and like get them all like excited for one video is tough, but when it happens it's good. I like that.
True.
Like it's funny because I'm not like not that popular of a chunk creator, but a lot of people on like their first chunk creator that they've ever watched because they're only interested in like end game content, so they see Chambers as Xeric and that's why they watch the video. Then they're introduced to chunk content that way. Yeah, which is funny.
You are like the total. You and Josh are totally juxtaposed. Like very casual, very end game.
Yeah.
And then I feel like me and Freya just like sat in the middle.
I feel like me and Josh think similarly in a lot of ways though, so it's not like we're polar opposites, but just our content's kind of
I don't mean
opposite.
as personalities. It's just like the accounts.
yeah.
Insane.
And the video we had about chunkers not being about the grind. Now look at my account and like I'm kind of about the grind, man. I don't know.
Just imagine you're quoting on that video. Actually,
chunk counts are only about the grind. Put that video out.
Oh, that'd be so funny.
It would be
You're
funny.
not allowed extreming your name. You just start getting elitist about it.
Oh, I hate that though. Honestly, like people just play the way that they want to play. Like, I mean, sure, like not everybody can be classified as extreme, and that's fine. Like, honestly, if you don't do this full time as your job, you probably shouldn't do extreme. That's definitely like true. Or if you want regular
that was
videos,
essentially my mindset. Yeah. Like as soon as I quit my job, I was like, okay, fuck it, I'm gonna do a chunk account soon. Let's finish Chestlocked.
I mean, there are some people who have like extremes, and they're fine like being in the early game for like their entire account as well. So I guess
it's fun. Exploring's fun. But like, God, I'm trying now that like we're on about miniseries and stuff, and like that for me, if you think about it, is going to require multi-logging, right? Because it'll be nice to AFK something on the chunk account if I've got a big grind or like low effort. I know people just throw the term AFK around these days, which is weird. But like a low effort activity, and then I can play a mini series on the side. My old computer couldn't do it, so maybe breaking my PC was a blessing.
Yeah.
Like I love staying optimistic about everything, so maybe it was a blessing. It was a 10-year-old PC that was on its last legs.
You literally couldn't play 2 accounts at once?
No. Sometimes it'd let me, but my computer would start shutting down especially if I opened OBS.
Even my old computer could do that.
Oh, dude, I had it since 2013, and it's been on its last legs for a few years. The graphics
It's a long
cards
time.
fans stopped spinning like 2 years ago. It was something. So maybe it was a blessing because now I've got like a decent PC that I've built, and it's like I can open multiple rune lights, multiple OBSs. So maybe this is the time for me to start recording all these other little mini series without taking focus away from the chunk.
Yeah,
that's the fun thing.
It is a little bit annoying to be like recording multiple accounts at once. It does get a little confusing. I don't know if you.
Yeah, but that's the benefit to smithing not having a pet though. There's nothing that I have to have a recorder up for.
Besides levels,
I can just choose.
Guess, but
I can just choose when to speak and like. So it's nice. It's like if I'm doing agility, I kind of need it up in case I get that pet.
Yeah.
Because I have a feeling it's going to happen. I feel like I'm going to have that freaking pet by 99 agility.
Wait, can you get
I don't know why.
There?
Yeah, you can get it at Brimhaven.
Just on any random obstacle?
Yeah. I can't remember. It might be when you tag the pillars, actually. Let me double check for you. I'm interested.
Yeah, I've never seen anybody get the pet there, to be honest.
You definitely can get the pet there. Like 1,000,000,000%. Yeah, Brimhaven Agility Arena, 26,404.
Pillars tagged?
It must be. It's got to be if it's 26,000, right? Because I have to tag. I'll be at 99 at about 17,000 if I also jump traps between tickets. If I AFK the grind and just do the pillars and then sit there, it'll be about 26,000 that I need. So I'll be on about pet rate.
Yeah, I mean,
so it's going to be a close one. I
bad.
feel like I'm going to get it.
It's a bad rate.
It is really bad.
It's a bad rate, but yeah, it's possible.
It's not that bad. You got to roll a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not that bad.
I always kind of liked Brimhaven.
It's a lot better now. They updated it last year, I think it was.
Yeah.
It's a lot better. Things are faster. Things drop a bit more experience. You just travel quicker. The fact that you don't have to pick between like spending your tickets on a Snapdragon, sorry, alien food, and like spending them on agility is good. You get both.
Yeah, both. Mm.
Like imagine if I couldn't get agility XP for that pirate hut grind, and just like the first 800 tickets were like no XP.
Yeah, I did the pirate.
That's what it used to be. Ironman. Yeah, that's what it used to be. Oh, Jesus Christ.
I was already 99 though, but still.
I want to stop. Now I can multi-log. I've been tempted to start playing my hardcore again. Like, I have a hardcore I haven't played since 2021. It's got base 90s. It's got Tob KC. It's got Nightmare KC. Like, it was Next KC. It was really fun.
Nice.
I've just not played it since 2021.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't been
Still
playing Ironman once, but yeah, I mean, if I'm not making videos for it, it's, I don't know, it feels a little bit like a waste of time, but I still just play for fun when I want to. But
that's the problem, isn't it, though, of being a content creator? It's like, oh, if I'm not doing this for content, is it worth doing anymore? Yeah. And it's a problem a lot because, like, when things become work, some people do experience a bit less fun. I've not got to that point yet, which is good. Like, I'm having as much fun as ever because I was playing these accounts anyway.
Yeah, I'm still having fun.
So it's just kind of a bonus, but don't
get me wrong. But yeah, just playing that account for fun when I don't think I'm gonna make videos for it just seems like a little bit of a waste of time.
It's iffy, isn't it? It's really iffy.
Yeah, I still use it to like practice different content, like new things that come out. I want to be like in the know, and every now and then maybe I'll do like a one-off video like I've done in the past with it, but we'll see.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Hardcore's cool though. I'm glad you haven't died yet. And that's pretty good stats you got too.
I had some close calls, but it was all before escape crystals. So like when we were planning out, I only did one Tob run on it. Don't get me wrong, I did one.
Okay, you said Tob Casey. I was like, oh man.
Yeah, I've only got one Tob Casey. Not an entry mode,
KC.
but just one. But I'm like ranked at most bosses that were out before 2021, which is good. And I haven't got an infernal cape on it yet. I tried getting an armor crossbow, just couldn't. And I was just like, okay, rune crossbow, infernal cape. I've not done this before. Because I've done it with an armor, that's fine. Like first run with a twisted bow, as always. But like I tried doing the rune crossbow run, and I tried 3 Zucks, and I failed them. I actually failed at Zuck. For some reason, when I was learning Inferno, I got to Zuck at like my 4th attempt. I got really good at the waves, but I sucked at Zuck. It took me 8 to get my first ever cape.
Same.
I had like the opposite problem of most people. I like did the waves. I got to Zuck often, but I just kept failing for different reasons. So it's going to be really interesting, the fact that I couldn't get an infernal cape on my hardcore with maxed combats with a rune crossbow
Oh
and
no,
like
you'll get
decent gear. To get one on the Chunk account would be kind of nuts.
it. No, you'll get it for sure. I did my first rune crossbow cape during the Trailblazer League. I was a meleeer and just did it with rune crossbow. But yeah, it's annoying having to switch. But I feel like I had the worst luck getting my first Infernal cape on Zuck. I never survived a chance. Every first chance I died. Every single time.
I mean, it's not that unlucky, right? Because can't it hit nearly 200?
No, it's, I mean, yeah, but I mean, a lot of my friends at the time got like their cape with like 3 Zuck tanks, and I was just sitting there like every time I got hit, it would max me like every time. And I hated that. And it took me a lot of Zuck attempts to get my first cape, probably more than the average.
Yeah, mine was definitely more than average, but like I never failed trips or anything. So I've got some hope there, but I genuinely like. I do think if it's not viable, I'm just gonna have to wait until like I set some bare minimum gear requirements or something.
I feel like that's needed for sure.
We'll see. We'll see what Port and everyone says when we actually have the full chat. Do you know what I mean? But
I think it's like
that's right at the end of the chunk.
Do I want to take 10 years to do this account, or do I want to? It's not just that, but there'd be no
content, right? Like, oh, I've spent another 5 months catching imps, guys.
I feel like the only thing you need to like do is not put it off if it is like if you do get an upgrade that makes it possible. Just to not put it off.
I think that's the key. That's why I think it's really important to have like these are the minimum gear that I want. As soon as this threshold is met, I can't roll another chunk until I do the Inferno. Like it becomes a task again. I think that is how I'd have to do it, and just like have a very set, logical. This is the baseline. As soon as this baseline is met, boom.
Yeah, a friend of mine did that with Coliseum. He had Coliseum rollable. He got to like wave 3, I think, in his gear, and it was just like Addy Sim, no prayer pots.
That's good. That most people can only do wave 1 over and over and over and over.
Yeah, I mean, no PVM experience before either that he had, so that was good for him. But he just rolled like pro, and now he's unlocked Coliseum again. He's gonna go for it.
Oh, that sounds fun. Wonder if I can get an Infernal kit before he gets Coliseum Quiver.
Maybe. He's got a full-time job too, so his name's Spoon. He's got a chunk series. It's actually, I feel like it's underrated for sure. Definitely.
That's true. There's a load of new chunkers starting, like Impling only. Charlotte ended up starting one at Corsair Cove.
Oh yeah.
I'm still not too set on the starting area because there's not much there, but she did just do like a 700-hour star grind. Mm-hmm. So she's proved herself.
I mean, she's known for stars as well. So
it was really funny that was the big hard grind for her. She got though, wasn't it?
So, but still, like, most people 90 smithing, if you can, or 90 mining, if you can do that right away, like that'll, that they can do most grinds.
It's true. I mean, she is really good at grinding.
Mm-hmm.
Very, female limpwit. Shall she get dubbed?
Yeah, that makes sense to me. Yeah.
But no, there's a load of people. Like, there was even the guy that started the Eggville Monastery that got really popular, but I don't know what happened to him. I don't think he's uploaded since.
That's just a chunk doomed to fail. I feel like you either have to break the rules and
Jogger Bones, and then I think they patched Jogger Bones.
I don't know if they patched that, but do you know how much it would cost to get 99?
It'd be billions, wouldn't it?
$1 trillion. I think it's 1 trillion around that. Yeah, it's crazy expensive, especially like now. I mean, maybe if you got your like own team of like people to specifically farm Jogger Bones for you to bring the price down, like maybe, I don't know, but it's still like,
there wouldn't even be enough in the like economy anyway.
Yeah, it's still kind of like breaking the rules a little bit. It's bringing an outside source into your chunk.
That's another thing that we can talk about with my series. Like, I'm getting so many comments that are like, "Oh, you can train range. Just got a Phoenix crossbow. People can drop it you."
Yeah, it's something that a lot of
I just don't like it. Like it sounds bad, but I wasn't too keen when Frey used the monkey.
No, I
I'm
didn't
glad
like
that
the
he
monkey
didn't use it
either.
too much.
I didn't like the monkey.
But
And
I think abusing stuff is fine. Like Josh with Trawler is an actual bug. He found it.
if it's in
Abuse
your
it,
chunk,
whatever.
it's different. If you
That's what I
bring it
think
from
as
another
well.
chunk and it's obviously a bug, like a monkey is not supposed to come out of Trollborough. We know that. The Phoenix crossbow is not technically a bug, but
I mean,
is...
technically speaking, I've got the chunk where you use like one of them quests.
Oh yeah, you've got the heroes quest thing for it. I mean, you can get the candlestick. Someone gave me the candlestick once. I mean, it's not used for anything, so it's just sitting in my bank. But yeah, I guess...
Does it don't even work as a light source, does it? Which is funny.
No, I don't think so. I just got it in the bank. I guess a little trophy, I suppose. But no, I'm not even a Phoenix crossbow. Not like I need it, but yeah, it would definitely make a big difference for a lot of chunk counts. But
then
it's like
it brings up the question, like if it became a normal thing to do, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna do it, so then no one's ever going to struggle with range because the maze random exists, and then they got a crossbow.
It's kind of like the Puro thing that Josh made popular, where a lot of people now are skipping Puro. But I mean, it's kind of more gonna make the grinds more difficult that he doesn't have Puro. Like he's got Cavalry Dungeon now. He's got to kill Hellhounds and stuff with like a worse bow because he can't get Puro or worse range gear too.
That's true. Like, to be fair, unlocking Puro as well, it'll actually unlock some clue steps for me, which is good. But I'm still not sure. If I roll north and don't have 17 Hunter, I might delay it a couple of chunks. I'm not sure. Because I'll have that choice, right? It's not.
I feel like it would be worth it just to skip the 95 fletching grind until you have better trees. It is not worth doing this. I can guarantee that.
It's a good shout, but it's like then I'm gonna have to hold off on prayer pots.
I feel like that's tactics. Like
Inferno and stuff. It's like it is. I will have to greatly consider it.
You can tactically not lamp Hunter. It's like
it is a thing you can do it as a rule, but it's like at that point, am I just going to be seen as avoiding the Inferno if that's going to meet the minimum gear requirements?
Yeah. It's like running out the clock in like a basketball game, for example. It's like a tactic. It's not something that people like to see because it's not entertaining and they're just running out the clock. But it's
clever
literally
use
like
of
a tactic.
Game mechanics,
yeah,
or game mode mechanics.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, I feel like it's definitely warranted as well for that grind, and maybe you want a couple other things before you go for Inferno. But like if you had that chunk and you have like 16 Hunter, you could literally just decide to get it when you want. Like if you got the Visage grind and you're like, damn, I want some better upgrades for this, you could just unlock it just because you feel like it, type of thing. But just having that option there is nice.
Do you think there's going to be something like that's going to be as big as chunk at some point as a concept?
Yeah, for sure.
Obviously, no one knows what it is yet, but it's like Tileman tried, I think, but it's just Tileman's big issue is, like we said earlier, where it becomes a main account. There's nothing special about it at a certain point other than I have to do Wintertodt for 2 hours to be able to walk 1,000 steps.
It's not
like
as cool
everything
as
else
Chunkman.
Is just a main account. Yeah, Chunkman's very restricted.
Settle didn't do it, then Tileman wouldn't have been that popular, I feel.
Did Chunkman come out after Verf and Settled's area locked accounts? I actually don't know the timeline of this because I'm fairly new to the chunk scene.
I can bring up the video.
Because if it did, I wonder if people just thought, "Oh, area locked. Oh, just make it smaller." I wonder if there's like a concept that exists these days that you can just expand on like that to make a better version of it.
Episode 1, Chunkman is 5 years ago. The very first one. I don't know.
So I think. Oh, it's got to be close. It's got to be really close.
Cramja only. Episode 1 is 3 years ago. Really? Wow. Ooh. That feels like way longer than 3 years ago.
That feels like way longer. What the hell? Seriously, only 3 years.
This is the long episode. Yeah, this is the long episode. Never mind. That's when he finished. Was 3 years ago, I think.
Okay. That makes more sense.
View full playlist. Where's episode 1? 6 years ago. Okay, so it is newer.
So I wonder if someone just thought, oh, area locked. Okay, let's just make smaller areas. So is there going to be a chunk mode where it's a quarter of a chunk and it's like a 16 by 16 square eventually? Or is there going to be a concept that comes out like, I don't know, like the one inventory slot Settle did? Is someone going to be able to expand on that to make a more unique, well-rounded concept? I don't know, but that's the kind of cool thing about the community. Everyone just expands on each other.
You see what Loki did? He's doing like a one tile at a time.
The tile, yeah. But I don't know if he's done it right or not. But have you seen the comments on that video? It's really I've been hyping up the community, but on that video there is a lot of negativity.
Oh really?
Like if you look at episode 1's comment section on that video, or episode 2 it might be, because he brought it out like a year after the first one.
Mm-hmm.
It has a lot of negativity because he stopped his Ultimate Ironman series, and it's obviously what he was known for. But if you just like very quickly go through the comments, everyone's like, "This is horrible. This is horrible." Like, just everything wrong with it. It's not good. But I think it's just because they missed his Ultimate Ironman. I think that's genuinely it.
I mean, he got like a Zuck helm on it and had all the items. Like, what else was there to do until something new came out?
Exactly. It's like let the guy have some fun, you know?
Exactly.
That's what it's all about at the end of the day for everyone. Everyone just wants to have fun. That's it. If you're a PKer, if you're a money-making creator, if you're a guide creator, everyone just wants to have fun. Sharing their content is nice.
Yeah.
But when people just shit on an idea like that, it's like, how do you think that makes the person feel, man, if everyone's doing it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think that was a winning idea specifically. And if he has fun, he has
interesting
fun.
Idea, though.
Definitely interesting. But like as a next chunk account series, I honestly would have no idea right now what that will be. But I feel just eventually, like RuneScape players are intuitive. They have good ideas. They're gonna eventually think of something that might be better, or at least on par with that idea.
Yeah, there's an infinite world of ideas. That's the weird thing. But when there's so much content out there,
there'll be literally infinite.
Dude, Project Xanaris is going to be so good. So the first batch is just going to be variables, which is like still cool. But like, I really do hope they take it that step further and allow people to modify stuff in the game. Because like, I'm a developer. What would I be able to add? Like, I could create new game modes. Like, imagine, is it Goody that's doing the random series?
Yeah.
So imagine that, but instead of a RuneLite plugin that like just unlocks items, you just actually randomize drops everywhere. Like, there's just so many cool things you can actually do by having access to the back end. I
think someone had a league idea like that once.
Yeah, there was a
randomized league that was going around the Discord.
But the thing is, all that's the reality. Like, you can do whatever you want. You could create your own bosses, echo variants. Jagex are essentially getting free dev work because if there's a really popular server with like boss tests on it, they can just pull them without really doing any work. It's a good idea overall, but I don't know how much freedom they're going to give us.
Yeah, exactly. And
if that makes sense,
you're probably going to have to pay to have like your own server running on it.
And then Josh has brought up before, but like, will that kind of ruin the viewing experience for a lot of people? Because part of it is like trying to see what limitations you can make interesting on the main game. But if you're doing it on essentially a private server with different rules to the main game, does that change people's perspective as a viewer or as a player? Like, does it feel less impressive? Does it just feel too different?
I understand that too. Like, I don't think like, if there was somebody who started a chunk count on Project Xanaris server and it was completely different, I probably wouldn't even watch it because it would just be too confusing.
Would you even be able to tell sometimes? Like, what if all that they changed was nothing? What if they just made a Project Xanaris server, played a chunk account regularly, and they changed nothing? Like, it'd be weird, wouldn't it?
All they wanted to do was not interact with people or something.
Yeah, it's just such a weird concept to think about. But it would be really fun. Like, you could create
I feel like
brand
they'll
new
have
boss
some
mechanics.
way of telling. Maybe they have like
just
a
like
watermark.
Just like the multi-combat thing on the client or something. It's like a little icon.
Yeah, a little watermark or icon or something to tell.
Yeah, I think it might need it, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's like some people I've seen like private server videos pop up on my feed on YouTube, and I'm like almost tempted to click it until I notice like one detail that's different. Like, oh no,
They're
that's not
so
RuneScape.
annoying. Why do they even get views though? You always see them pop up and they've got like
I feel like it's
3,000 views.
view bots or whatever.
It's gotta be, right? Unless private servers gets really popular, who knows?
I don't know. I don't think that they're that popular, especially not anymore. Like, sure, like
Nah,
they were
Project Xanaris
really,
will kill them anyway.
they were really popular, like when free trade was gone from Old School and stuff. I remember that. I even played private
like
servers
I was
a
gonna
bit.
say, yeah, I played private servers as well. Like I started playing RuneScape when I was 9, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And they were all the rage back then. Like all the ones with like the cars on the login screens and stuff.
Yeah.
It was,
Oh,
dude.
man.
There was like servers with like Pokemon and Naruto in, if I
Oh,
remember, and it
man.
was just wild. It was like a fever dream.
I mean, I didn't like that stuff. I played like a couple, and they were really close to RuneScape. Just like a few things different. I actually played one where like the main place to make money was fight pits.
No way.
Yeah, and it was fun too because people were
it
just,
comes full circle.
yeah, it was just PvP. Mm-hmm. But so I do have like good memories of fight pits from that private server, pretty much.
So what you're saying is, if Project Xanaris comes out, don't make a fight pits based world, okay?
I mean, that'd basically be like, imagine Fortnite, but you're in like RuneScape. It's just a battle royale, you know. I mean, kind of like LMS in a way, but you know, maybe you could customize it yourself. Maybe somebody will do that. They could do just dead man mode all the time. Like,
Yeah,
screw
that's
the safe
probably
zones.
going to be in Project Xanaris 1, if you think about it. I reckon
Could be, yeah.
there's just going to be a variable for deadman mode.
Yeah, you
Like
could
that
probably do
makes
dead
sense.
man
It's
mode
already in the game.
and maybe like select certain options to have on or off.
Yeah, like do you want monster spawns like in Armageddon and whatever? Sounds fun. Like the fact that Jagex have been doing a lot of or endorsing events as well has been cool. Like the solos Deadman
Yeah, All
thing
Stars
before
was
Deadman
amazing. I
was
love
really
that.
fun. It revitalized a lot for a lot of people as well on streaming platforms.
Mhm. Oh yeah, the streaming was crazy. Like the amount of views everyone was getting,
It was
the amount of interest in
wild.
it. Yeah, and if you made a video during that time, it didn't do too well. Happened to one of my videos.
Let's not get into the like leagues economy of YouTube and stuff.
Oh, that too.
Where
Yeah.
everything's just oversaturated.
Mm-hmm.
But it's fun. YouTube's fun. It's just fickle.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't like Project Xanaris at the start, but I'm optimistic for it.
Yeah, being optimistic about everything's just always the best, honestly. But it's all about how far they take it. Like, if they do release dev worlds, I guess they have got to be a little bit careful, but also they need to provide enough, like, availability for people to make really cool things. Like, there's members of this community that'll like post on Reddit giant 20-page documents on a new skill. But imagine if someone took the time to add that to a world without anyone at Jagex having to pay anyone. Like, and then everyone in the community can experience the new skill. Like, if it got that far, that'd be really interesting. It'd be like, mods have kept a lot of games alive. Like, so I studied game development specifically for my software course. And mods are actually a big part of it and keeping games alive. Like, a lot of games would be dead without mods, if you think about it.
Yeah, very true.
They just keep games alive, which is good. But it is really different for an MMO, so it's a little bit weird. They've got to stay a little bit sandboxy over there.
I'm sure like so many updates nowadays have been player suggestions too. So.
Oh yeah, ever since the polls as well. Like, I don't know, old schools. I think we are in like the best stage of OSRS right now.
Yeah, a lot of people were saying it was over with the post today, but
I mean, let's just ignore that. Let's go back to like last week. Last week we were in the best stage of Old School RuneScape.
It's over now. It's all over.
No, it's
sorry.
A weird one.
I gotta take this ad real quick.
I understand why they want the information on the survey, but I feel like they've gone about asking it wrong.
Exactly. Like they took the worst possible scenario, gave it to us, and then like they want our feedback, and all we can do is yell and be like, no, don't don't do any of this. But hopefully they do get something good out of it.
I am optimistic. I think it's going to be fine. It's always fine because the community always push back. You know that it's likely an investor decision. Like the JMods are players as well. They probably don't like it. So if people are blaming the devs, just don't. Like that's not the right witch hunt to go after. But the community always speak up. The community always win. So as long as that keeps happening, just stay optimistic.
Exactly. Yeah, they're really passionate about the game. I'm sure they knew what was going to happen when they did those posts today. And maybe they're happy that we pushed back so hard. And
yeah, I reckon they were. The GMods just went on all the alt Reddit accounts and just started being like, "No, Jagex are done."
Yeah, they're all accounts and they're talking about it. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be so fun. That's just so funny to imagine.
But yeah, exactly. They love the game. They play the game. For the most part, they have really good intentions. It's
for the most part, they're good at the game. I think Kieran's still top 50 on leagues.
Yeah, I heard he hasn't got an Infernal Cape yet. Maybe he hasn't. He probably has on leagues, but I think he said in a Sebe
Inferno's a big time commitment. It's hard when you've got a job. I got mine when I had my job, and I could do like one attempt a night. So it took me like a month or something. I think, God, what was my exact? I think I got it at like attempt 28. So I think I got it fairly early because I did the waves fairly well, but it took 8 zucks, which was nuts.
Yeah, I could top you there. I took 12, but and hundreds of attempts. Yeah, I mean I did like take breaks in between it. Like I did have a job while I was going for it. And then I took I had a week off or something, and most of that week was spent getting the Infernal Cape. That's when I got it.
I just had a couple of grandmasters giving me advice, so it probably helped.
Oh, the grandmasters, yes.
Shouting at me on like recordings of the Inferno. They're just like, nah, this is shit. You shouldn't do this. Don't do that.
When did you get your first Infernal Cape?
Jesus, it wasn't that long ago. I've got footage of it. Let me see when that was recorded. La da da do 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 do. Yeah, I was a YouTuber when I got the Infernal because I was going to do a series. I actually have like 5 episodes of something recorded that I never released, which was a collection log series, and it was going to be a part of that, which is weird thinking about it.
I mean, I had a collection log series. It was definitely like oversaturated for sure.
That's true. Okay, created. Funny, 31st of December 2022.
Damn, yeah.
There you go.
New Year's.
Right, yeah, it wasn't even a New Year's resolution. It was just before.
I can't remember exactly. I'm pretty sure it was 2020 I got my first Infernal Cape.
Madness.
And I think it was summertime too. Because I remember I took a lot of walks after I died.
I realized that nice mine's a little bit sus because it's like, oh, you just got some Christmas money, buy an Infernal Cape 5 days later.
Yeah. Thanks, Grandma, for the Christmas money.
Just thanks, Grandma, for doing the Inferno.
Inferno, yeah. Inferno for me.
Oh, that'd be so funny. Hey, to be fair, some grandmas are gamers.
Yeah, Venezuelan ones. Yeah, they gotta pay the bills too.
Oh, insane! Absolutely insane.
I remember that that video of the grandma doing Zora, Venezuelan grandma.
I do not remember this video.
there's a video out there for sure. It's pretty popular.
Is that funny. The nun that was in the cage?
It was like she's got like 20 fans pointing at her because it's probably extremely hot there, and she's got like this 1990s like big back like monitor, and she's just squinting and like leaning forward looking at the Zora. You can barely see Zora on the crazy pixelated screen. It's great.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds interesting to say the least.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, Jesus.
They got a whole situation there.
Venezuela's in a weird spot, but I'm glad they found a way to get through it.
Yeah.
Or getting through it.
Well, at least, hopefully, they're having fun playing still. So.
True, that is a good point. Like, if they're having fun doing their job, I mean, technically they're doing what we're doing, right? Like,
kind of
trying to survive off RuneScape. Oh, that's so weird. That is
different
so
way,
weird.
but yes.
I mean, to be fair, if they started making content, I imagine it could be pretty good. They've got a lot of experience at the game.
There was one guy, I'm pretty sure, like Sir Pugger found him and like started his channel up for him or with him, and I think he ended his channel because there was like some scandal about him real world trading. If you can imagine.
Oh no!
Like people were gifting him stuff, and then he's real world traded. So,
I mean, it is what it is.
I don't think
People
it lasted.
do what they've got to do. Like I've got kids. If I had to do something to help them live, I would. Like it's as simple as that.
For sure, yeah. Yeah, a lot of people have stories about selling gold to like buy a pizza to eat that night or something, and like, man, you gotta do what you gotta do, for sure.
Yeah, do they really need to do that?
I mean, they probably could do something else, but I mean,
Peace is a luxury.
Back when Zoro was 10 mil an hour, and like,
dude, that's insane.
it was like
a long time ago.
Like 1 mil was $2 or whatever back then. That was decent money.
Kind of sus that you know the prices. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean, don't look into it too much.
Now, to be fair, I have a fun story from a long time ago as well. Jesus, that involved real world trade. So it wasn't me, FYI. I've only been banned once on my main account, and it was for botting when I was 11. And I botted once, got banned for a week, never did it again.
Fair enough. You learned your lesson.
Yeah, so the temporary bans do work on children, can confirm. Like that's still attached to my account. I can still see it when I actually go on the Jagex thing. It's like dated 2006 or something stupid.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's insane to see.
Long time.
But yeah, so when I was younger, I started playing RuneScape in like I'd say 2006. Like I was 9 or 10. Like so played for a few years. It was really fun. Found a friend at school that played as well, and we ended up just starting account sharing. Obviously, at the time, it was like, oh, you're gonna get banned for this and whatever. But then, obviously, we didn't get banned for account sharing. No one did. But we ended up just having a load of fun doing stuff together. We even like we were playing for years. Like I'm talking with my best friend for like 7, 8, 9 years. We ended up with like 113 dungeoneering. Even like we played that long, like all the way up to dungeoneering.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And then hit one day the account's banned, and I'm like, what the fuck? Turns out I decided to buy 500 mil with real money, like while I was at school or something. And then I got back and it was banned, and I'm like, why? And he's just sat there like, I have no idea. It's just like it's saying something weird, and he just denied it for like 6 months.
Oh.
And then one day, just like out of the blue, it's like, yeah, I did buy gold that time. I got our account banned.
Oh man.
But no, obviously that was a long time ago. It weren't really like that long. I'd say like we shared an account from like when I was maybe 12 till 14. And then all this happened, but it was really fun at the time. And later on, like we were always scared we were gonna get banned for it, and then later on we learned that obviously they don't really care about account sharing, and we were doing it off the same computer, like because we lived next to each other. So it was just really fun to actually have a game to share with that person for years. Though, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I
like so I don't like regret account sharing, but it didn't feel like my account in the end, and I think that's why I got such an obsession with snowflakes. To be honest, because it's just so fun going through a full story yourself in a cool way.
Yeah, it's your own accomplishments and
you get a true dopamine rush. Like definitely. I could probably go back to my hardcore now and max it so easily because I've gone through all this.
Definitely, yeah, it'd be nothing.
It just feels like training normally is nothing now. It's really weird.
I feel that too, yeah. I get it. We're on a different level now too, being full-time creators and stuff, so
yeah, it's insane though. Like the support from the Chunk community has been good. I know there's probably a few like Limpwit stands that are like, oh, if you don't do Inferno, I'm not gonna watch. I've had that. Like I've had that, like, oh, if he skips the Inferno and moves chunks and whatever, I'm gonna stop watching. Like,
No
you know what
they
it's
probably
like.
never
But
gotten an Infernal Cape themselves, and they don't
yeah,
know
it's
how
madness.
difficult
It's
it is.
absolutely mad.
Yeah.
Like that's the point. I know how difficult it is, but I also know that if it'd take Port, if Port could do it in my chunk without the Hunter, as an example, but it took him 200 attempts, I'm still not sure I'd see that as viable. Because if it takes
Probably
someone
not.
like that 200 attempts to figure it out, it'd take me like 20,000. So
Yeah.
all the Obby rings, it's just gonna take like 100 years. Be insane. So we've got to think viably. Like I'm really gonna do some digging and research, because if I can do it, I do want to do it. That's as simple as it is. Like I don't want to skip it. I don't want to skip anything. Or otherwise I'd skip the smithing grind and be able to make an extra 20 videos. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
In that time.
Yeah. Another
But I
hard
don't
thing
wanna
for
do
you, like just to add on to it, is like the nibblers are gonna be crazy difficult, and you probably are gonna be
that's
left with
another
no
perk
pillar.
to the rune Thronex though, isn't it? You can just wait for spec every wave and
Yeah. Yeah. You're probably gonna
but
have to no pillar a bit of it.
So Port specifically said, yeah, it'd be a no pillar run, just as a whole. Like
Not even worth going after the nibblers.
yeah,
really.
it just literally instantly went no pillar run.
Yeah.
It's just not even worth trying for all the mistakes you can make.
That's its own thing too.
And obviously perfect prayer flicks. Like I'm okay at prayer flicking if I really focus.
And he does a scout
But if I,
every
for
wave
example,
too,
yeah, like you have to like log off every wave and just see. But a big problem with me at the minute is if I have like, I'm actually like a 4-tick cycle. If I have like a major on 1, a ranger on 2, and a melee on 3, I can't not lose prayer right now and keep the flicks up.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Like I can prayer flick it fine after all the Inferno experience and everything, and like Bando's experience on the hardcore and whatever. Like so I can flick them fine with prayer pots, but not losing prayer while you flick them is really weird. Because you have to like
prayer. I mean, you gotta turn off as fast as it's turned on.
Yeah, so you need to do the style.
Yeah.
But like in between the ticks, your first clicks on mage, and then the second clicks on range. So it's like mage, range, melee, like if that makes any sense to anyone.
I know,
but
what
it's
you're
like
talking
I
about.
always
I don't
fuck
know
up. I always completely fuck up.
Yeah.
And it's not easy. Like I will screw up almost every time. I'll lose prayer. Like it's just I don't think it's that viable for me at all. But I'd love to try. I'm gonna try. Like if the last episode of this chunk ends up being 40 minutes of trying to see if the Inferno is viable, spending 100 hours, 200 hours attempting it on like a main account with the gear, getting other people to attempt it, and then realizing it's not, and then doing a chunk roll at the end of the episode, that's the last episode of the chunk.
Yeah.
Like
I think maybe a cool thing to end it off on would be killing the major. That's a combat achievement. If you were at least
that's
able
what
to
I
do
did
that.
with the fight caves in the first run. I was the Xeric's a major, let's do that. Or maybe there's a world. Ooh, I'm trying to think. Yeah, maybe.
All the other combat achievements you need to finish, so that's like the only real like halfway thing that you could do to like.
I can also do 2 of Zarkatrak's challenges.
Oh, true. Yeah.
But they're not chunk tasks either. Weirdly, they're not on the chunk thing at all.
They don't give you anything.
Yeah, that's probably why.
Maybe combat achievements would. Are the combat
True,
achievements?
but I'm not gonna do combat. I'll do combat achievements, but I'm not gonna have them as chunk tasks. I think.
Oh, okay.
It's a weird complexity that I don't want to add for an understanding thing. Because like you'll unlock Hydra and people will be like, "Why are you doing the direct combat achievement?" Well, I've not got Barrows.
Yeah,
like adds that extra layer.
It's gonna be more on the backlog. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be really messy. I'd like to not backlog anything. That's the goal. But obviously, starting with the Inferno, it's a little bit of a possibility. Like, but again, that's why I've not promised it or brought it up in the series yet, so people's expectations can't really get lost. If that makes sense. Because again, even if in an impossible world I spent 10 years getting an Inferno run done, right? How am I going to get the pet? Like, I want to get to a point where I can
for the
grind
pet anyway.
Yeah, I want to get like to a position I can grind it. If that makes sense. Like my minimum gear setup to grind the Inferno is like the requirement. Because I don't want to leave, come back for a cape, then backlog the pet, and then leave, and then like leave again, and then come back. That's weird. So I think the minimum gear requirement would be minimum farmable. So like, if I could kill mammoths for a 1-dose prayer pot, okay, that I'd consider that okay to get prayer pots. But like, if it was, I don't know, 20,000 kills for a Ranar, I'd probably not see it as viable because I wouldn't be able to just continually get the supplies. So I'll figure out the perfect thing in the long run, but I don't know. It's I'd say it's probably 90-10 in the direction of being backlogged if you really try breaking it down.
Yeah,
but
I agree with
there's
that.
hope. There's hope there might be something, and I'd like
Mm-hmm.
to explore it a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. And
God,
I feel like
so
you could
weird,
do
but...
it. You could do it like with Puro gear if that's what you decide to do. Maybe some Black D hide. I don't know if you can actually make that, or maybe just going for lucky implings. You never know what you could get there that would help.
Oh, but again, that's rolling north, and it like who knows? I might never roll that north chunk. I might just like unlock the entirety of Karanja first and just become Verth. I don't know.
It's true.
Really
you
weird.
Go straight to the main game or mainland and have completely different grinds too. You never know.
True. Anyway,
had
it's
like
Golden Gnomes time.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Golden Gnomes time. Are you looking for best podcaster, even though I don't think it exists?
No, it doesn't, and I don't deserve that either. But
who are you voting for best new? It's obviously going to be between two, right?
Oh, you're putting me on the spot here. Oh no.
No, I don't care about me. I voted.
No,
Alien.
honestly, I voted Alien for best new.
I think everyone is.
Actually,
I think the thing
I
is,
voted Josh for best overall.
Oh, interesting. So you did. How
He's
does
got
that
some
work?
big names to compete.
How can Alien be the best new and then Josh be the best overall? That don't make any sense. But I get you. It's nice to split. I mean,
Josh has been making videos for longer, right?
I still put Soup for best overall because I love game shows and collab videos, and just like the effort that goes into QG as I've learned to edit is just so
I'm sure
good.
he's won it before.
I think he has, but I just can't not put Soup. It doesn't feel right. But I put Alien for best new. I would love to be like nominated. I know that I wouldn't win it, but if Frey got nominated and I don't, I know he's gonna hold it against me forever. Do you know what I mean? It's like
I would love for all of like our group to be nominated for something. That'd be cool.
So good, wouldn't it? I don't think I will be. I think honestly, I'm probably gonna be like 5th or 6th, realistically, looking at it.
Best old school rap.
Oh, dude, we're not getting into the music saga, are we?
No, I'm just
imagine if like I sniped that category from Josh.
But what if?
Oh, the music saga.
I mean, you gotta keep doing it now and then for sure. It's too good.
I've been asked. Oh, best up and coming creator. Who do you think they are?
Upcoming creator.
Yeah, there's an upcoming creator called Tetrascapes that I really love. It's the No Balls girl.
Oh yeah, I haven't watched those, but I've seen those.
Oh, but no, she is so funny. Like the concept doesn't carry that far, but if she was doing what she did with a concept that was more mainstream, she'd get so many views. But yeah, there may or may not be a ball rap coming soon.
Oh, that's great. I love that.
Nothing else on that.
All right, that alone's gonna make me watch the series for sure.
No comment on that. But no, I think she's gonna go far if she keeps it up. But yeah, on the topic of like golden gnomes and stuff, it's so weird because the form, like, it asks you at the beginning, old school RuneScape or both. You click one of them and then it still asks you the other one's questions.
Yeah, I noticed that too. I just skipped all of those.
It's so weird though.
Yeah.
Like, it makes no sense.
I feel like it was the same thing last year too.
Yeah, I don't know why they asked that first question then, to be honest. I'm not going to lie to you. Maybe it's just so they can sort them. I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah, no clue.
But there's a lot of fun stuff. And seeing as most creators are attending RuneFest this year, it's going to be really fun.
Yeah, we're going to actually get golden gnomes at RuneFest, which will be big. Also, so that golden gnome winners don't have to wait a year to get their golden gnome. That'll be nice too.
True. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Oh man, but it's a weird one. It is one of those weird feelings where I'm like, this is probably the only year where I could ever get nominated for a golden gnome. but I also just love everyone else too much and want them to.
No,
Do you know what I mean?
you've got more potential for sure.
I've grown a lot. I would like is to be fourth. Just be like nominated, the names up there, and then for Alien or Josh to take it home.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be incredible because they are both awesome.
Yeah,
Fred
both of them
can just
deserve it. Yeah,
you know, Frey just exists, but them two, ooh.
Frey's definitely an honorable mention in
Oh no,
almost
Frey's
every
community is really
category.
good.
For sure.
I think honestly Frey is guaranteed to get nominated realistically.
Yeah.
The main reason that I think I'll be fifth or sixth, like it's not necessarily doubting myself, like I am optimistic. I think I've done really well. But simply put, I released a video the day before the nominations went live, so I'm not gonna have a video to promote it on.
Yeah, I might promote it a little bit, but yeah, I don't really see myself getting nominated. Although if I did, I'd be like excited for it. But
oh yeah, it'd be so cool. Like I don't even personally know like any RS3 creators to put on. Like I speak to Waydot sometimes. He used to be like big on RS3 and my crew obviously who we're both close with.
Yeah.
But I don't really think they count as RS3 creators anymore. So it's like,
not,
yeah.
I
I know
who to put
nobody
either.
in that space.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah,
tough.
best music. That's the nomination I'll get. I'll just for phrase rap. It's just specifically phrase rap. God,
I think he put
could
you
you
down for that.
imagine? Could you imagine if like for that like phrase rap won the best music, but he got the credit for it? Oh, that'd be so funny.
That'd be a perfect like way for him to tease you for a long time
that'd
about
be
that.
so funny. You know for a fact he would not give me a mention or call me onto stage or whatever. You know he'd just sit there like, yep, this was all me. I loved making this.
He'd send you pictures of the golden gnome in his house.
No, to be fair, with all the messing around with Frey, like he is a lovely person and probably one of my closest creator friends. That's why we banter like this. We're British.
Yeah, huge. Yeah, he's amazing for sure. he's helped me a lot as well in the past, so definitely big props to him. While we're on the subject of it, do you have like any other quick shout outs you want to give before we wrap it up?
Ooh, I feel like people in our group is a mistake to say, right? Because obviously there's Skeldor and Hannibal because they're like the smaller out of us, but they're still awesome.
They're underrated for sure.
They are very underrated. Skeldor, his only problem is uploads. I think he's uploaded 3 videos in the last year, but all of them are higher quality than as put together.
Yeah.
So it's like his last video is only at 26,000 views. Like that is abysmal for how good it is.
They are masterpieces for sure.
Oh, I'll tell you what. There's a creator that is really kind of just starting that is really cool called Poison Swamp. He's only got 2,900 subs at the minute, but he's doing a series called like My Varlamore. And he's only got 9 videos. And it's essentially just a Ultimate Ironman lock to Varlamore, that's all it is. But his content is really cool. Because he like is making loads of like blender scenes himself, is doing like an over-the-top storytelling vibe with a bit of role play, and it's weird. Sounds a bit cringe, but it's really top quality.
Yeah, it looks like a nice.
Like him and Tetrascapes, the No Balls girl, are probably the 2 people that I can see being like, you know, like if you consider you, me, Josh, Alien, Frey, like the new gen,
and
like yeah, and like Hannibal and whatever, and like. If we're like the new gen, then they're the new gen.
Yeah,
like, I think they're the ones that are going to be like, like
creator.
getting to our sizes. Yeah. Like, I reckon they've got a lot of hope.
It's good, yeah. Definitely some up and comers here for sure. I like it.
Some up and comers. Yeah, no, there's the community is good. The community is going to be as strong as ever. That's why Project Xanos is going to be interesting though, because all of these out of the box ideas that people have had in the past that have not been possible suddenly will be possible if we can actually modify stuff in the game, and there'll be an influx of unique content, and then people copying the unique content and twisting the unique content, and it's gonna be haywire. I can say that much.
Yeah, it'll be crazy to keep up with, and you're never gonna know what's gonna happen. It's gonna be infinite possibilities.
Oh yeah, like sure. Oh god, I'll leak the idea that me and Skeldor had for fun. So I wanted to do, you know, the Pokemon ice sliding puzzles.
Yes, I think I heard
I just
about
wanted
this.
to make RuneScape a Pokemon ice sliding puzzle, so you'd always travel until you hit a wall or something, and then you had to just slide just for fun, no reason. It just felt like a fun thing to do. But obviously, you can't do that with RuneLite because you can't like restrict the movement and stuff.
Yeah.
But that'd be so fun to do on a world. Just like make some ice puzzles with bosses at the end. I've got no idea. It'd just be fun. Okay?
Maybe one day
But
there'll be a whole boss dedicated around like an ice puzzle, you know? You need to like slide to the different
I'd
regions.
actually unironically love that. Like I am a huge Pokemon nerd.
It could be work. It could work. It could be cool. I could see that. I like that. Anyway, though, it's been a long chat so far, so we'll wrap it up here.
Yeah, I feel like we barely went through anything. We just chatted.
Yeah, no, we literally.
Sorry, what? This was for YouTube. This is a recording.
Oh yeah. Just thought I'd let you know that I'm recording our chat.
I feel like I was a little bit low energy in the sense of like how I normally am on stream and like on videos, but I've had a long day with kids. You've got to. It's that dad energy, you know. Just like.
Yeah, I mean, I can imagine like 90% of people who are listening to this will be like playing on the side and like
getting ready for
second
bed.
monitor. Yeah, so I don't think it's a bad thing. So
at least we got the Inferno chatting. I think that's what the question that people would have with me.
We got the big ticket topics in, yeah.
There's not even been spoke about in my video. It's an exclusive. Whoa!
I'm even surprised that you're that motivated to try and do it too. So big props to you on that.
Everyone said that. Like, it's just I don't like backlogging stuff because it makes it less fun for me. The moment I make an exception to the rules I create on an account is the moment I get bored of it. Like if I started having a new rule on chest locked, like I'd just get bored because I'd have gone against the rules that I made, and it wouldn't be fun anymore. But I will willingly backlog the Inferno if I need to. There you go. That's the final word.
There you go. Final word. Appreciate you all for watching. If you enjoyed, like, comment, subscribe, check out Tellacon. All of his links will be in the bottom. Thank you and have a great day.
Subscribe to Cox Chunk's channel as well if you've not.
That too. Appreciate you. Peace.
Mwah. Bye.